And welcome to week 12 of the NFL. It's week 2 of our Red Zone show, Bish. How are you doing? I'm excited for today. So, yeah.
The Thanksgiving thrown in as well, which were nice.
Yep.
So, yeah, looking forward to this one. 3 solid bets, I think, for myself. We've got tax, touchdown, treble. And we've got your 3, Joe. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Bish, I think the video shows me putting it on the me putting it at the end. So if Jeff Wilson does get over 80 rushing yards, I am all over it. I'm getting the tweets out before you can, and then I think that's when I get my get my shout out. I've actually bought some memorabilia today, Bish. I've got my Packer flag. I am actually a Packer fan. I've got my Packer flag. I've got my Packer ball with Rodgers. I think that was signed, so I'm raring to go. I'm also representing my dad today with the New York Patriots jersey, kindly given to yourself. I thought he's not here. Let's represent my dad in some way. So I've got the Patriots jersey on, but I'm a Packer fan at heart. It's where I when it's the state that I went to university in. Yeah, Rodgers, tough year, Bish. What's your thought on Rodgers this year?
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? He's just come out. I think it's funny how it's come out. He's got a broken thumb, but it's funny that I think he dropped it into someone and someone's put it out on social media, and now it's carrying on from it. So I thought that's just as a player. It's a pretty interesting one there. So nothing's come out from obviously Green Bay. But with the way the season's gone, people questioning Rodgers, has he dropped off? He's got no Adams. He's just here for the money. Let's have love out there. I think he just subtly dropped it in there that he's got a bad thumb, and now it's coming back. Oh, maybe that is why. Maybe that's the problem. He's got a bad thumb. So yeah, that's an interesting one. It's a good matchup for them tonight as well against the Eagles, which is a lot later on. But yeah, looking forward to this. I've gone with always Rams, but the throwback. We've got Todd Gurley.
Oh God!
Unbelievable running back. See, I think 2017, 2018, outstanding, and then unfortunately he had some knee issues, which hurt him a little bit, and is now officially retired. So, but he'll always be in my thoughts.
For viewers who, obviously, if we've still probably got a rugby league crowd watching us here. For the viewers that don't understand what happened to Todd Gurley, I'll give you a quick. In 2018, he was possibly maybe the best player in football. He was up there. He was absolutely outstanding. 2020 he's completely out of the game. It's one of the sad football stories that happen in this sport, isn't it, Bish? If you want to give a bit more.
I remember my years, they just get muddled up. I think I don't know if it's old age, rugby league, whatever, but I remember literally 2 years he was unplayable. He absolutely killed it in fantasy football. #1 running back, and then the Super Bowl against the Patriots. What a day that was! I remember that well. First game of the season. I was at Wakefield then. We went down to London. London just been promoted. They turned us over. Came back up. Watching it in Hull actually with a few of the boys, Scott Taylor and a few of the boys, the BMs and the MBMs. A little shout out, they'll know what that is. And I was sat there watching the Rams, and I think they must have up 3 points against the Belichick side. Wow. It were an awful day that day, but yeah, you spent, I think, more time off the field, just on the bike. You could see him just trying to warm his knee up, and it just some weeks he were great, other weeks he just couldn't get involved. So it is a shame, really. It's running back is one of those positions where you don't really see that longevity in players, but for him to be cut so short like that, it's a bit of a disappointing.
It's an interesting one, running back, isn't it? Because I think you get drafted and the pay's not there, but then if you've not got a long career running back, you might never get that. You might never actually see that mega money. It's one of them positions that I think you have to love the sport, because you can be a star on your rookie contract, and then by the time your rookie contract's over, you can be out of the game. It's crazy how short the longevity of a running back's career is.
I say it's so much impact as a position to play, and there is just a conveyor belt of running backs. And as we've sort of seen on, you've got your outstanding backs, your top backs, but there is 2 or 3 that you can just fill in and they'll do a job. So it's very hard for them to get paid the big bucks and even reach that second contract.
Yeah, it's great. It took me a couple of years to actually wrap my head around it. I thought, oh, maybe it's some bad luck, but it's not, is it? It's just a really short career, and it's quite sad. I think definitely something needs to be done so they get paid. I think that they spoke about bringing something in like that, where certain positions get paid more on their rookie contract to allow for that, fairness, really, because I think it's unfair because quarterbacks, whether they do deserve the money, but that some of them have 20-year careers, and then you've got running backs having 2-3 year long careers, and they get paid $1 million for them 3 years, and it's just. Yeah, I think something needs to. That's probably a bit of politics for people watching there, but
the quarterback's a mad one, because you could be a backup quarterback all your life, and you could just bounce from team to team. I'm thinking of names now like Brian Hoyer, some others, and they're still getting paid millions, and they're just playing 3 or 4 games a year for lucky. Not even probably full games, just bouncing around and literally holding a clipboard and holding a microphone. So that's the quarterback. It's obviously it's everything in these days. Now it's
a throwing league, and
it's a passing league. I think they're trying to promote points, make it exciting. You can't sneeze on the quarterback without it being a penalty. So it's very hard to play defense in this current format.
It is, yeah. So So no, let's. For the viewers watching, let's get the running back paid more, because it is sad. But no, the quarter. I think you can see it even. Sorry, I'm thinking there. My man. I've just gone blank. That's about the running back for. Oh no. Oh no. The one who. Yeah. There's a couple of. I'll go. Najee Harris this year. Jonathan Taylor, there we go. Jonathan Taylor, both running backs who had such a high impact last year. I think Najee Harris had a brilliant game last week, but I think they're struggling. And I think that's because they got used that much.
Yeah, so, Najee Harris might be an unpopular opinion, but I wasn't that big on him. I think last year it was just the amount of time he touched the ball. He just Big Ben really just used him constantly, and
they couldn't throw it further than 10.
Well, that's what I mean. Pittsburgh, they run the ball and defend very well as well. So I know what you're saying. It's tough, and even we talk about quarterbacks and 32 teams. Are the 32 good enough quarterbacks? I'm not so sure. And we've got this matchup. We've got New York Jets and Chicago Bears tonight, and we've got Fields out. We've got Zach Wilson bench. So coming in, we've got Mike White for the Jets, and then I don't know what's been a bit crazy in warm-ups by the looks of it. We just got messages flying in. We've got Nathan Peterman starting for the Bears, and with Trevor Siemian injured
in practice,
Montgomery on standby or something. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So Trevor Siemian was meant to start. He's got injured in his pre-game warm-up, so in the last 20 minutes, throwing the ball around, somehow he's got injured. The backup, Nathan Peterman is in, and for the Bears, and this is all for the Bears, by the way. And then you've got actually the running back that we had you had your bet on.
Thinking about it, yeah.
Are you getting a bit worried?
Well, for those that watched the preview out there, my last selection was one or the other, because we were waiting on the lines, weren't we? So, luckily, as soon as the line came out for Michael Carter, I think it's over 2.5 receptions. I were all over that. But I was looking at Montgomery and just thinking, Fields is gone, so he's got more of the backfield, but against a good Jets defense, so it will be hard for him. And now he's got not the backup quarterback, he's got the backup quarterback. Yeah. So it's going to be a tough night for him. So I'm lucky I've avoided that one and gone with Michael Carter.
Yeah, you have got lucky fish. I think you have got lucky fish. There's no two ways about it. I thought, I feel quite bad for Montgomery because he's going to get that much action, but he's probably not going to get much yardage, is he? And I can't see it. So before we get stuck in, we've got 5 minutes. Let's go over our bets and just give the viewers a clue why you've still got a chance to get the bets on that we're on for the night while we're on Red Zone. Bish, do you want to go first?
Bish's best bets.
Bish's best bet. I apologise. Yeah, Bish's best bets.
So first one up is we've gone with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -3.5 on the handicap against the Browns. Number 2, we've gone with, put me on the spot now,
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson over 80.5 rushing yards. And number 3 is we've just spoken about. We've got Michael Carter over 2.5 receptions.
And then my one is I've actually stole one of yours as well. I've also got Jeff Wilson over 80.5 rushing yards. I think I said it first, but I didn't all credit to Bish. I think we've doubled up on that one because I liked it so much. So I hope it comes in and then we can both show off and I can act like I've made a brilliant call. But my other one was I've gone a double and only give you a crazy one. This is probably my risky one. Washington on the handicap and Jahan Dotson to get a touchdown. That's in the Washington game. I'm all over. I think Jahan Dotson, I said, got 4 touchdowns in the first 3 or 4 weeks at the start of the season. Then he got injured for 5 or 6 weeks and he's just coming back into it now. And I think with the Taylor Heineke throwing the ball about, I think he's going to be a recipient of a touchdown tonight. And then my final one, I'm getting a bit nervous at this one. To be honest, I wish I could. No, I don't. I'm sticking with it. Chris Godwin over 6.5 receptions in the Tampa Bay game. I think he gets used a lot in a lot of short yardage. I think he's due a big breakout game. Just been ticking along. He's not been bad, but he's just been ticking along. I've got a feeling this is his game, Bish. Yeah. I think everyone's had their game so far. Tyreek didn't get a touchdown for how many? He got 1 touchdown in 12. We're on week in 10 weeks, and then he got 2 touchdowns that one game. I think 2 weeks ago. A lot of them have been just ticking along and had that big week. And I think it's Chris Godwin's now. I think he should be the wide receiver 1 on the team.
Yeah, he's definitely Brady's. I think safety blanket, as we said on the preview. And he did his ACL last year, so he's building back into it. And as I said, he looks to be in his straps, sort of as they do towards the back end of the season, towards the playoffs. And also we've got Tag's touchdown treble out there as well. So that's, for those who are new to this, it's 3 players that he selects that will score any time in the game. And his treble tonight is Mike Evans, Mark Andrews,
Tyreek Hill. And I think he claimed it was 12-1. I only got on at 10-1, so I'm a bit devastated.
I got the 12, so I can.
You got the 12-1.
I can confirm it.
I'm devastated. Yeah, I went through it this morning. I've left it too late. We've obviously had a lot of viewers watching it and actually bumped down the odds. So I only got 10-1 on that one. So I'm a bit devastated because the more I read it and looked at it, the better it seemed to me. To be honest, I think Tyreek has been struggling for touchdowns, but I think he's brilliant. He's due a lot of touchdowns. He's going to keep getting them. Mike Evans is the touchdown man probably at Tampa Bay. I want Chris Godwin. Obviously, that's why I've probably gone receptions more than touchdowns, because I think in the 5 to 10 yards, I think Mike Evans is like 6'5", 6'6" receiver. So I think Brady just aims for Evans and aims high, and he catches a lot, doesn't he? When they get 1-on-1 on the edge. And then Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson only seems to be successful throwing it to this man. So I think all 3 just sound brilliant.
I think it's got great potential. The biggest one for me, I like, both our bets, and those who watch the preview, we've got a few other little bets out there as well. Looking forward to seeing plenty of Miami highlights tonight. Plenty of points hopefully coming from them. Yeah, for
the viewers, I've actually got. Please bet responsibly, but I've got 11 bets on tonight. Don't follow please don't follow me. But I've got 11 bets on tonight. So yeah, I'm hoping for plenty of highlights, plenty of action. Last week it were a bit stale, to be honest with you, Bish. We were watching it, we were giving it our best go, but there wasn't much to go at. I think
Yeah, other than the Commanders that we got early.
Yeah,
it was
until the very end when New England got the punt return, and then there was another one late on. But when we were on live on air, there just was not much. I think we're both looking at each other like, "Come on, let's."
I think that Jets Pats game last week will be very similar to the Jets Bears game this week. So I'm not expecting much on that one.
Okay.
We'll see how we get on.
But no, so I'm all over this week. You rarely see 2 bad weeks on the red zone, so I think it's on. It's running through my veins. I'm gonna be shouting, pardon me, every 2 minutes, I think, and we're gonna be on. I've got my fantasy team going now. I'm excited. So let's go. I think we've got 1 minute to go before we see Scott Hansen's wonderful face.
We may even have a guest surprise appearance. Well, not appearance, but on the line tonight. So we'll wait and see how that develops. So that'll be nice as well. Gives the people something a bit different as well. Because ideally with this, we're looking at doing this, and as we've said, we're sort of seeing how we get on. And for those got any comments, any feedback, we'd love to hear it. On YouTube, if you get at us on socials as well, Twitter and Instagram. But ideally, we want to do this, and we want to bring people in from the rugby league world, and because there is a massive NFL following in the rugby league community, so it'd be nice to get them on and chat NFL. I think we've just turned over to 6 o'clock. Are we on?
We're on. I'm getting it on now. Just give me 2 seconds. There we go. We're on. So we're live. Let's go over the games quick, Bish. I'll load them up now. Just quick thoughts on all of them. I'll just get, actually, because you're the man. I think you're the man with the knowledge. I go a bit daft. So let's hear it. Bengals v the Tennessee Titans. Who have you got?
I like Joey B. I like him. I get drawn to players. I drafted him in a couple of my dynasty leagues.
Really?
And now I've just stuck with him. I like him. And as we talked about, it's a bit of a clash in it. Tennessee run the ball, defend it well. Bengals throw the ball. So
and
we'll see how that goes.
I think the Bengals. Bengals defense are bad at stopping the run, and the Titans defense are bad at stopping the pass. So that should be all action. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I think we like the overs in that, don't we?
Yeah. We've got Tampa Bay versus the Cleveland Browns.
One of my bets, I said Tampa. I think they're coming good off a bye, off 2 wins. Starting to pick it up a little bit. So Rashad White, the running backs in. They struggled running the ball, but I think they're putting an emphasis on that, and obviously that'll help with the passing downfield. So yeah, I think I've gone the Bucks -3.5, so expecting from Tampa.
Ravens versus the Jags.
Ravens, Jags. I think we like the Ravens, but they struggled last week against the Panthers, so that'll be interesting to see how they get on. Gus the Bus is back, I believe, as well. Yeah. So I'm expecting plenty of him. Jags. Can they make it competitive? Can they make it awkward for Baltimore? Possibly.
We've got the Texans and the Dolphins.
As I said, I think this one.
But the handicap, I've got to say, -14 for the Dolphins, +14 for the Texans.
Yeah, I like the Dolphins in this. Our first kickoff. Those that were with us on the preview, as you know, we've got a few on the Dolphins there, and Jeff Wilson coming up with a couple of rushing touchdowns and some yardage as well.
And then finally, the last. We've got a couple more. We've got the Bears versus the Jets.
The backup quarterback off.
Avoid this one.
Defense is on top. Definitely looking at the unders, which is a bit of a surprise from where the Bears have been at the last few weeks, obviously with Fields. But yeah, Jets defense wins in the game.
And then we've got the Falcons v Commanders.
We like the Commanders; they're going well.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit rainy in that game, so it might force them to be on the ground a bit more than in the air. I've got Scary Terry in this one, hoping for a big fantasy game from him, but. Yeah, I like the Commanders. Then
finally, the 2 struggling teams, Denver v Carolina.
They're up there. Deontay Foreman with a big run there as well. So yeah, You've gone overs in this one, haven't you? You back some.
I did.
You think the Broncos will show up finally?
I did, yeah.
I think they'll win. So yeah, hoping they can put some points on the board and get some highlights on Red Zone.
And we're on. Let's get stuck in. So if you're watching with us, please tune in to Sky Sports Mix. You've got the NFL Red Zone or wherever. I think you can actually buy it online and watch it on your computer or wherever you're at. It's a brilliant show. Gives all every single highlight of every single game going on at the 6 o'clock window. Let's get it on. We're on first play. Deonta Foreman's just gone about 30 yards, I believe, and we're on to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, oof.
That's not a good start for Joey B.
That's play action like the Bengals again. Like we said, the Titans' D's against the run is definitely up there with, if not the best in the top three, I'd say. So he's going to have to throw it. His Burrow there.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? I think that the wide receivers there, but I think Jamar Chase is inactive as well.
He's inactive.
Should have probably mentioned that.
You've got it'll be Higgins and Tyler Boyd.
Oh, I actually.
Running. Oh, it's a nice run, that 15 yards.
15 yards for Joey B. I think I actually have a bet with Tyler Boyd to get a touchdown, and I've done my own JoeMe touchdown. I think about quadruple. I think even more. I think I've got. I think it's a quadruple. And I've got Tyler Boyd in there, and I got him in before Jamar Chase was announced as inactive. So I think my probably odds on that are looking better than they were beforehand. But no, they're tight. I think Samaj P. Ryan's going to struggle on the ground. He'll have to get his running yards, won't he? His receiving yards, through the check downs, because I don't think he's a brilliant tough runner, but he's elusive and he's quick.
He had a pretty good game last week. Well, I say pretty good game. He had some big plays, but again, it was receiving.
Yeah,
just up the line, and I'm pretty sure he took one for a TD. About 30 plus.
He had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I think Amari Cooper's just got a catch on him, so I think that
where they're playing home or away. They're at home, aren't they?
No, I think they're away. I think they're
Tampa.
Oh no, they do it differently in America. The second team's it's at home. Yeah, so expect a huge.
Up, doesn't it?
Yeah, expect
that's
a
banker.
Yeah.
That's the Punt banker.
Amari Cooper. Well, I think last week he proved you can also chuck neutral grounds in there, but his stats home and away are absolutely crazy. To be honest, search it up yourself. Every single time he has a good game, he's at home. Every time he has a bad game, he's away from home. He must have a house nearby. Nice 5-minute drive, and his obviously wife cheers him on because he
definitely likes his own bed the night before.
Yeah, he does. Must have some home bed ritual going on because it's completely mind blowing how the difference in his quality depending on if he's home or away. Oh, I like this.
Oh, nice play.
Bit of a play action. Yeah.
Finding the tight end.
Yeah. Did we mention James Robinson's inactive in the New York Jets game?
Yeah, it's a healthy one as well. No issues there. Just not selected, which is it's good for us in terms of our Michael Carter bet, but it's a bit surprising because I quite like him. He did his Achilles at Jacksonville. And then Etienne took over, but he got his traded away, and I'm trying to think how long ago it was. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. He had a decent game. So it's an interesting one, that one.
We've actually had our first question in Bish. You boys on NFL Fantasy this year need to set up a league.
Yeah, so as we said for the live one last week as well, there will be a league for next year. There'll be a JoeMe league. So we're I can imagine it'll be quite deep. So we're looking at maybe throwing 2-3 divisions, or we'll see what the interest is like. But yeah, definitely. Either on the YouTube or, I said, on socials, send us a message or a DM, and we'll get you on the list.
Yeah, I think I think we're in our own individual leagues this year, aren't we? But we're going to set up a show for the viewers watching, and for future, maybe Sam can clip this up and share it out. We're going to have a Show Me the Money fantasy league for next year. We'll have all the boys in. We'll have me. We'll have Craig Goss, Show Me the Money himself. We'll get the game caller in. Apparently, he likes a bit of NFL.
Oh, yeah, Big Mick.
Yeah, Big Mick in. So we'll have everyone in. We'll have all the fans, and we'll have a couple of leagues going. And I think this would be something over the years we can keep on. It was your idea, to be fair, Bish, wasn't it?
Yeah. I love it. It's my main sport, NFL. You know, I absolutely love it. So, you know, I'm big on fantasy. You know, and when obviously this was an opportunity. Oh, that's a great.
Who's this? That's what first touchdown of Red Zone goes completely against our bets for today.
Anthony Schwartz, it was a lovely end around, and he's just gone in untouched there.
Yeah, so that's obviously for the Cleveland Browns against Tampa Bay. We have got Tampa Bay on the overs. We had quite a few bets involving Tampa Bay, and we've just seen the Cleveland Browns go in for the first touchdown against them. So good start for us, Bish.
Yeah, lovely.
Right, really
nice. Throwing here, touchdown. Oh, there's some flags though.
Some flags.
Who's it out there?
To Garrett Wilson. You actually mentioned him last week, Bish. Yeah. Player to highlight. He's a rookie, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Oh, it looks like they're giving it.
And they've given the touchdown. So the Jets. Did any of us support the Jets overs? I think I might have mentioned it on the show, Bish. Don't want to.
I'm not sure.
I might claim it early.
Just if in doubt, just claim it. If in doubt.
Yeah, I think I can claim this, but I'll give you credit. You claim. Mike White there, to be fair. I think Zach Wilson. What's your opinion on the Zach Wilson? Bish?
We touched on it a little bit, didn't we? And just looking more stuff into it. I think the biggest thing is that you sort of, you know, as a player, you've got to take some responsibility, and even if you feel that you've done your part and the team hasn't, in public, you know, you defend your teammates.
You've got to, yeah.
And you take some responsibility, and you take some ownership. And I think the question was asked. Basically, the defense did a great job, kept the score down. The offense didn't perform, and he was asked, "Do you think the offense has cost you the win?" or along those lines? And his response was no. And yeah, it's. I don't think it's gone down too well. Watching the build up game day morning.
It's been dropped, honestly.
It's also in the locker room as well.
Yeah,
you know, so I think he's got a bit of work to do there to get people back on side.
I think. I was shocked that he said it. I know in rugby league, you'll know, Bish, and as I speak to coaches, a lot of coaches put the emphasis on rugby league positions, the halfback, in it, the two halfbacks. If the halfbacks don't perform, they have to take some responsibility, since it's such a key position in even rugby league, not as much as quarterback. And then he's not took responsibility for a game where I think they only scored 6 points or 3 points. I can't.
3, wasn't it? Yeah,
3 points.
10-3, yeah.
So he has to take some responsibility, I think. You know what I mean? Whatever he says, I think Rodgers has come out and took responsibility for his bad play when he had a bad. It's just what you do as a quarterback, don't you? And I think it was disappointing to see him.
Without a doubt, you know, you need to defend your players. Anything that you want to say and want to thrash out, you do that behind closed doors.
Yeah.
You know, to the public, you got to defend your players, and if that means, obviously, as we've said, quarterback is a massive position. So if you've got to, you know, take a little bit on your shoulders, that's what you've got to do for the team.
Yeah, I think he showed he's still young, and I think to be fair, I think he showed it, didn't he, in that comment. I'm not a massive lover of him, to be honest, Bish. Anyway, so I'm not big into him anyway, and I think it could show if Mike White just dimes it up here, because I think Garrett Wilson's could be a superstar, and would be yeah. And they've actually got a brilliant running back. They've got two brilliant running backs. One of them, for some reason, is inactive, a healthy scratch in James Robinson. But I love James Robinson. The
best running back, Bryce Hall, is obviously on injured reserve as well. He was a rookie. So they've got great pieces on attack and defence. And they're a young team as well. So
yeah. Probably one to watch out for in the future. Yeah. So that's why I'm not too well, I'm personally not that happy with him, because I think it's just that's what he's done. He's not been playing that well, but he does love his MILFs, apparently. He's one. That's one thing I can't blame him for. In the fun one about Zach Wilson, I'll give a bit of a story for you. You might be able to fill in the gaps, Bishy. I think he got caught getting with his teammate's mum.
I think it was his mum's friend.
Oh, his mum's friend. Sorry, I got it wrong. Yeah, he got caught getting with his mum's friend, so got a bit of a reputation in the off season. I think a few people would expect game delayed due to lightning. The Ravens at Jags.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah,
one game off our slate for a little bit.
Yeah, and well, in the lightning in America can be. I think that everything closes off.
Yeah, they do. Don't they?
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of live games, and it's just literally clear the stands, get under the concourse in it, and just wait it out.
It's I think we had a few tennis games where
it's Trevor Simeon.
Oh, Trevor Simeon's in exclusive on the red zone. Trevor Simeon, the reports of him getting injured have either been exaggerated or proven or just made up. Yeah, go on, David Montgomery, nice 4-yard run, 5-yard run.
That's what it's going to be today for him. It's just going to be up the guts and bodies everywhere.
I've got David Montgomery in my fantasy team, Bish, and I think I wasn't that convinced. Oh, Bish,
here he is.
Let's go!
Is that White?
Yeah, Rashad White. We needed that, Bish. A bit of hope in the Bucks game, but nice and early.
Which is 42 yards.
If you remember last week, though, Bish, the Browns started amazing last week. Maybe that's just them. Maybe they just start fast.
That's it. Start fast.
Here we go. Oh, nothing exciting there. Nice drop for Cole Kmet. But yeah, the Browns, because I think that was one of Dad's take it or leave it bets, wasn't it? As he were watching it, like you've got to take the handicap on the Browns because they were playing. Because they were started off that well, but
that were a good one from Craig last week. So you noticed it. He backed the Patriots before the game. In play was all over the Browns.
Both come off, didn't they?
And then it was the Bills, wasn't it? With the Bills, he backed the Bills before the game with the keys and everything.
And the Patriots, the Patriots.
Well, then as the Browns got better in play, it was all over the Browns, and then. When the Bills ran away with it, I was always on the Bills. Montgomery
catch for 20 yards there, Bish. Good for my fantasy.
Yeah, he's going to get a hell of a lot of work, Montgomery.
Yeah.
Over the rest of the season.
I've got an exclusive. I don't know if you've seen the text. We've got an exclusive for this fantasy team, for this fantasy league we were talking about for next year.
Oh, yeah.
Craig Harrison himself showed me the money of the text and he's watching it live with us. He said he'll offer 500 prize to winner and tickets to any game of regular season. I presume he means a rugby league game, unless he's willing to fly someone over.
You never know.
I don't think he's doing that well at the moment. Prize tickets to any game of regular season for fantasy league winner.
Lovely.
So a bit of an incentive.
That's nice there. We'll work it out. Like I said, I can imagine we're going to be swamped with entries and things. So how we work it out, whether it's 2 leagues and what we're doing, but it's a great incentive there, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And, well, to be fair, you could even do a $5 buy-in as well, couldn't you? I think a lot of I know in my league with my friends, you do. They wanted to do $20 buy-ins, we're in 20. So winner gets a couple. I think winner gets a couple hundred in our.
Yeah, the beauty is with us as well. It's like they keep you interested all the way through. So if there's something on the line, you're interested all the way through. Whereas if you're in, like I'm in a couple now, not really in contention, so I'm just putting them to the side and just focusing on the ones that I'm in contention. So it's you want to be in a league and you want to be in one that's active all the way through the year.
Yeah. We've just got a message from our producer, Sam, saying, discuss how you're doing in fantasy this year. Sam, I'll be honest with you, there's a reason I didn't mention it. It's because I'm doing pretty bad. I'm 5-6 on the in the year, and it's not. Yeah, I'm not doing so impressive. I drafted. I've got Tyreek and I've got Joe Mixon, and I'm 5-6, Bish. So I think it shows how bad the rest of my team have been.
I do it every year. I oversubscribe. I get carried away, and I'm in too many leagues. So I'm in 7 leagues this year.
Wow! All back. If you don't mind me asking, all buy-ins and all.
Not all buy-ins, no. But. So I'm. Oh,
touchdown!
That's a
Brilliant carry. Who's
great
that?
Carry from Brian Robinson there for the Commanders.
I thought I was hoping Dotson there. Yeah, Brian Roberts, brilliant, tough
Heineke with
carry.
a lovely throw, and he's just run over someone there, hasn't
Yeah, completely flattened someone.
he?
We've got the Bears here. Cole Kmet, no, didn't quite make it on the 5-yard line. Ryan Robinson, this man has been got shot 3 times in pre-season. I think that shows what type of man he is. He's turned up. Bish, what's your opinion on this? Because it's probably sound bad, and as a sports person, you can give an insight. You've got Michael Thomas out with turf toe for the rest of the season, or a toe injury for the rest of the season. And you've got Brian Robinson, who's got shot 4 times, and he was back after this, I think, the 4th week of the year.
Yeah.
Give me a bit of insight into that.
What can I say? I think context is very important. I think Michael Thomas, and if you look at it, you've got 2 players at different ends of their career. So you've got one coming out of college, you've got one, I don't know. I
think he's 28, 29, Mike, which is quite old for
and I
us.
think Mike Thomas has been quite vocal that when Drew Brees was there, he's played injured a hell of a lot to try and help the team.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin, is that a touchdown?
It's got to be. It's got to be. We've started good, Bish. 7. Oh no.
Oh, there's a flag.
There's a flag. The Chris Godwin reception. I didn't say touchdown. I literally said no touchdown because of
Mike Evans.
I'm gonna get. Well, it's a reception.
We've got a Bears field goal there as well.
That's on the defense. We don't have sound.
Yeah,
that's a touchdown. Chris Godwin. So we're 1 reception up. My bets have started all right, I think, Bish.
Yeah, nice. The Bucks are back here now. 7-7. So 1 possession each, and they both scored.
So I've got. I've clicked off.
But back to fantasy. I'm big on dynasty rather than the redraft.
Are you?
Yeah, I like the dynasty. I like the way of building it.
Explain what that is for people watching.
So it's a bit different to UK sort of Premier League fantasy. Dynasty is like you pick a squad. You've got a squad of 26 players, and you keep that squad going forward into seasons after each other. You have draft picks, so that's where the rookies come in, and you pick your rookies. But you just nurture your team. So I first got involved. I picked up an orphan team, which is like
when their manager's left,
and they need someone to fill the team. So I picked up the team. God, again, years. It was sick. I had draft pick 101. I drafted Saquon Barkley.
Oh wow!
So what 2017, 18 was that? I can't remember. But yeah, basically I built that team, bottom of the league, built it up, and now I'm in season 4, season 5, and I'm 8-3 at the minute.
Wow!
Sat second, so that goes into a top 4 playoff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me. I like that one. You know, it's I quite like that's me. I like to build my squad, keep my players, and I think you get rewarded for picking up players before they break out.
Yeah. You like picking up, picking up a wide receiver in his second year, or a quarterback who you think's of a breakout. Yeah,
it's got me into college football quite a bit as well. Just looking who's coming up in the draft.
Oh, who have you got? What did you think of the weekend's game?
Well, the Michigan Ohio State, I actually missed it because we were filming, weren't we?
Yeah,
yeah. But I've watched highlights. Yeah, pretty impressive. Some big touchdowns. Tua on the spiral.
That looks like. Oh, that wasn't Waddle or Tyreek Hill, was it?
No.
But no. So, what's your thoughts then, Bishop? If we set up ours for the coming year, would you want a dynasty?
I think we'd probably go redraft. Redraft, if there are a lot of people, it's just easier to.
And there might be some ins and outs. There might be some people who like, no, I don't like this. There might be some people who want to come in, wants to realise how amazing it is and dive in with
us. The thing is with Dynasty as well, it takes you a while to build a team, and if you've got a bad team, it's not an overnight fix. It takes. That's why I like it, because it is like real life. Like it takes you a while to build a team. So
yeah,
but yeah, redraft is probably, would I say most common? I'm not sure, but I
think it is most common. I think it is. Yeah, because it's obviously some people will get bored of it. Some people want to join in, and it kind of takes that away. So I think if you do the Dynasty League, you need 7 or 8 people love it year in, year out.
It's a big commitment.
Yeah. It's a massive commitment.
Tyreek Hill on the end around there, getting him involved.
I like that. We've got that Tag Taylors, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, Mark Andrews. We won't actually know about that because the Baltimore game, as we said, has been delayed. Who's this?
Mariota.
Wow.
Andy Patterson. We did say, didn't we? Well,
You did. Wow, bitch.
I was looking for his line, and I've gone today to look at Michael Carter and David Montgomery, and just totally forgot about Patterson. But yeah, Kyle Pitts was out out on injured reserve, so we sort of suggested that Patterson would be used more in the passing game as a wide receiver than a running back. So
you did. Genius. And then you've got Tampa Bay, but let's have a look. Tampa Bay Buccaneers -3.5. It's 7-all.
7-all.
You're looking at Jeff Wilson. We've not seen any highlights of yet.
Much of him. I'm a
bit worried about that.
12. No, we're not. We're about 10 minutes into that game, and to be honest, I thought Dolphins would have scored by now.
Yeah. And then you've got Michael Carter over it.
There's the Browns. Brissett with his legs. Oh, could that be a penalty there? Push out of bounds. I think it.
Yeah, it was. You saw the flag at the end. The yellow flag came flying up.
It's something we didn't pick up on is that Brissett. That's potentially his last start before Watson comes in. So he'll be due a big game.
Yeah, to secure himself maybe a deal for next year if Watson starts badly and that year off does.
I think he's proved that he's capable, and so
he's been brilliant, to be fair to him. Yeah, I can't say brilliant. His record's not, but he's for what people I think expected. Before the season, I remember last year. Well, he's probably one of the unluckiest actual football players in football. So a bit backstory on Brissett. He's normally seen as a backup QB. He's been many teams. He was at the Indianapolis Colts. Didn't get given. He got given 1 year there. Did okay, and then he started off and he was the starter for the Los Angeles Chargers, wasn't he? And just before the year they drafted Justin Herbert, the first game. Do you know about this?
Oh, the doctor.
The doctor. The doctor punctured his lung. Give him a jab. I think it was some anaesthetic or something to take some pain away. Give him a jab. Punctured his lung. Out for a couple of weeks. I was going to say a little unknown quarterback, but no, he was well known. But he was going to have a season to develop. Got put in. Justin Herbert for your NFL fans. Justin Herbert got put in and then got played amazing that game and never looked back. Brissett never got the job back, and now he never got. I don't think his reputation recovered for a year or two. He's been given a chance in Cleveland, and I think he's proved himself as a very safe, good quarterback in this league.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, whether he stays as the Browns as a backup or a team takes a chance on him and gives him a starting job, it'll be interesting. But here we are. This is where we want to see the Dolphins. He's throwing it though. We wanted to see it handed off to Wilson.
Well, he's running.
He's running for his life here. And he's found the tight end.
Smith. Oh, God, that's not a common one, is it?
No. We needed Hill. He didn't find Hill.
Yeah, we needed Tyreek Hill for Tag Taylor's treble. But I think we're happy. We both said Miami on the overs on this. I think I was a bit more cautious, but you were all over the overs on the Miami Texans game, even though it was -14.
Yeah, that's it. I like the handicap. It's generally, I think the stat is this year that for teams over 12 on the handicap, it's actually better to back the underdog.
Yeah.
And you said as well, didn't you? Just in general, the underdog's doing well.
Yeah, if you bet £1 on every single underdog this year, you'd be something like £112 up, which is crazy, but I think that shows how unpredictable the NFL really is.
Yeah, definitely. But I think I'm just going to keep saying it until I keep seeing these highlights. But I really like the Dolphins this week to cover that. So we'll see.
And we've got, it looks like I'm wrong about this one, Bish. I've had
it's been a slow start to the.
We watching Denver v Carolina. I was all over the overs in our pre-game show. I thought both teams would give in on defense and just let it throw and have a bit of fun since they're both probably out of the playoffs. Looks like I were wrong with that one.
It's a big carry from Foreman there, though, up the middle.
Tell you what, he's been brilliant this year, though, hasn't he, Deontay Foreman?
He's been a good find.
He showed himself. Where was he at last year? He replaced. Who was he behind last year? He was at Derrick Henry, I believe, and then he's signed for the Carolina this year. Could be miles off of that one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Obviously, he's got his limelight now that McCaffrey's been traded, so he's sending to the main man, and he seems to be. He's a very.
Game's kicked off, and first
that's
one.
Andrews, there you go.
We like that, yeah.
25-yard pass to Mark Andrews.
Yeah, it's so interesting, Lamar, innit? I think, to be fair, I'll give a shout out to my friend Jake, who was my roommate. I think out of my 5 years in America, we were a roommate for 4 years, and he slaughters Lamar, but he says the only person who can cut past it is Mark Andrews. He says Mark Andrews is on fire that game. You know, Lamar's going to have an amazing game, and I wanted to touch down there, Bish.
He's getting a lot of work for him, and that's all the highlights we're seeing. Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold likes passing it to his running backs. I think I saw a stat in the week by saying if the running back receptions with Sam Darnold and with Baker Mayfield and PJ Walker, Sam Darnold's fantasy points for the running backs miles higher for the receptions. I can't remember the exact stat. I apologise, I'm bad with that, but yeah, I think Darnold loves checking it down to his running back on the pass, which means probably a massive day for forming in fantasy for the fantasy watchers.
One thing we missed earlier as well, that they've got up here, they went for it on 4th and short, and they did a fake punt and made it. So that's why the.
What was I doing for that? I completely missed that.
I think we just missed it. Yeah, the close to that Broncos
play action. Who's this? Is that Chase Claypool? Is that a bad start to his Chicago Bears career, Bish? What's your thought on Claypool?
Yeah, I think the Bears are a bit of a work in progress. I think, obviously how they changed the way they play to help Fields, but they obviously believe in Fields because they used a draft pick to get Claypool over there to give him another weapon. But I guess it might take time to settle in. But DJ
come
Moore.
on, Bish, my over's looking good now because the over is so low for this game. What was it again? It was 30. It was 38 or 36, I believe. 36, I think.
Sounds familiar. But one thing, what you were saying, Sam Darnold, he has got a bit of a chemistry with DJ Moore. Like you said, he likes his running backs.
Yeah.
And DJ Moore, I think he's such a good wide receiver, and he's just been let down by bad quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him score that there.
It was the sort of the Christian McCaffrey argument as well, wasn't it? Like, how have they not had a competent quarterback for 4 or 5 seasons now? They've not even given. So for viewers watching who are trying to get into this, Christian McCaffrey was on Carolina Panthers. He's now at San Francisco. McCaffrey is probably the best running back in the league. Can receive the ball, can run, he can do everything. He's absolutely fantastic, and they didn't give him a quarterback that could really put it all together for him. They've got DJ Moore there. They had Robbie Anderson. He's dropped off a bit now, Robbie, but he was brilliant the last 2 or 3 seasons ago. They can't get it right, so I think that just needs a full rebuild. Trade Moore, give him a chance to start somewhere, I think, Bish.
Yeah. Well,
Bish, I've just had an heart attack.
He's been pulled back, hasn't he?
Oh, Bish, I thought we were in.
Good there.
Yeah, I thought we were all in. So
Montgomery there.
Montgomery broke through, and then you saw the yellow line at the bottom of the screen, which means the flag, and he stopped running.
The play clock was running real low, and I think they just called a timeout there just before the play started. Andrews again.
He's fumbled it. He's fumbled. Have they got the ball back? The hands are up, pointing left, and it's all in blue, and it looks like they've got the ball.
Yeah, umpire said there. It's a great hit from number 23 there.
Brilliant tackle. Is he out of bounds, though? Oh, no, they're not giving us a long enough replay. That's Fields on the sideline. The Jets, I think we both took the Jets overs on this one, didn't we? Especially with Fields out.
Yeah, I think the Jets they're actually -6, which I thought was a big number.
I got -3, Bish, so that must have flown up with Fields.
With Fields being out.
Yeah.
Simeon.
I don't like.
Is he in? No, he's out.
He's out. We needed that, Bish. We needed that because I've just. Oh no, there's a flag. I think that's a flag for the Jets, in it. I hope so.
Well, yeah, I think just going back to the Bears, I think they're in an interesting position because I think this year next year they've got a lot of cap space available. Like you said, they've got the young quarterback now. That looks a good catch to me.
Yeah, that'll be on Source Garden, won't it? It's not even looked.
That's a good rugby tackle, that. Going down.
Because I think in NFL, if anyone's watching with us here, the cornerbacks, for some reason, they make it really tough on the defence. The cornerback has to turn around and at least act like he's playing for the ball. So he can't just, if the man's about to receive, he can't just take the man as he receives it. He's got to pretend like he's getting the ball. So it's like there's an art to playing cornerback, and he's got to at least pretend to turn his head. So that makes it tough. That makes it real tough for cornerbacks who are just trying to defend him getting caps. They've also got to pretend like they're trying to intercept it as well. So I think that's why if people watching this show and a flag there, and we're on. Yeah, so we've got the Chicago Bears, Montgomery, Bish. I think you've nailed this one so far.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of Montgomery highlights.
Second and goal. Jets, they are strong defensively up front, but it is heavy Montgomery into it, as we thought it would be, really. We'll see if they can get over here.
Kind of don't. I do want it. I'm kind of stuck here, Bish. For the Bears, I've got Montgomery in my fantasy team, but then I did on the show claim I'm taking the Jets on the handicap.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one, really.
You want him to do well, but not too well.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's have a look. Let's catch up on your bets, Bish. Here.
See where we're at.
We've got Tampa Bay -5. I think I've not seen anything yet, so I presume it's still 7-7.
They just kicked a field goal, the Browns, so it's 10-7.
10-7. We've got
the Browns.
Jeff Wilson over 80 rushing yards. Looks like we're struggling on that. We've not seen any highlights of Big Jeff running the ball yet.
I think the beauty with that one is he could get half of them in one play because he's so explosive. If he gets a gap, he's gone. So hopefully, Texans are showing some front after pretty disappointing performance last week. But the later that goes, hopefully they'll grind them down. And
then my one, we've got Washington -4, Jahan Dotson touchdown double. Well, I'm looking good on the handicap on that one, but I don't think with the Jahan Dotson one, I'm looking that strong yet because he needs to get a touchdown. I'm with you with the Jeff Wilson one. We're not looking good. Chris Godwin, we saw him actually get a touchdown, but that might be his only reception. But I'm confident about that one.
Michael Carter, he's got one reception, so
we're flying on that one.
1/3 of the way there. I'm just having a look at Chris Godwin now, see if I can see how many receptions he's on. Chris Godwin, 2 receptions.
Oof.
So he's got a bit of work to do. But like I said,
I'll take that, Bish, at this point.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Still end at first. That's a great run there from Huntley for the Falcons against the Commanders. You had a nice. Oh no, Algier won it. There's so many running backs there.
There's 3 or 4 to pick from, isn't there? But no, Algier. He's the rookie quarterback for the Falcons, and I really like him. But they've got Cordarrelle Patterson and Caleb Huntley. Lamar's on the run here for the Ravens, and there's a flag. I can't tell.
Got Wilson. He's had 2 rushing yards. We've got a lot of
work.
He's only had 3 carries, but he's only had 2 yards.
So what we need really is Miami probably to get another touchdown and then them just run the ball after that. Yeah. That's what we need, I'd say. For viewers watching, you want that because typically, so when you run, it doesn't stop the clock. So the clock just keeps running as you're calling the play, as you're trying to figure things out as such. If you do a catch, when you land, the clock stops. So that's why when you're in the lead, you like to run the ball a lot because it zaps time essentially. So you're just taking less time for the other team to get the touchdowns they need.
Yeah, and also Tag's touchdown treble. We're still waiting on any for that as well. So
he had a bad week last week, basically.
He was close.
He got two in there.
But Damian Pierce probably the one you'd sort of expect didn't come in, so that's a bit disappointing. But we'll see what he can do this week. Like I said, it's still early, so there's still time.
I know I am slaughtering Tag there. I think if we do it.
Lamar Jackson, a great throw there. Ravens looking good against the Jaguars. DeMarcus Robinson.
I've got a bet on him to get a touchdown this game. I think he's in my one with who did I claim earlier? I've already forgot. John Dotson,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I think if they do well, I'm flying.
Oh,
What is
Simeon.
that?
He's give it a touchdown. Trevor Simeon for the Bears quarterback. He's just found Byron Pringle there in the end zone. Interesting throw. It looks up for grabs there with a DB as well, but he's come down with it.
I think the DB will be very disappointed. Not to get an interception, but to let him get a touchdown here. Let's have another look.
Look, he's jumped over him.
Oh, that's a fantastic catch. Byron Pringle
he's actually caught it on the defender's helmet there, hasn't he?
Yeah. Right. Wow, so I think that's the Chicago Bears with a touchdown. Now that is 9-7 to the Bears over the New York Jets. I had the Jets on the overs on this one at -3. Bishop said -6. That might have changed my mind if I knew that. But
we expect that to be low scoring though, don't we? So rain there as well, which doesn't help. But Ravens here in the red zone. So can they find
Mark Andrews?
Our man Mark Andrews, to get tag up and running.
I selfishly want DeMarcus Robinson. And
I think it's another
a flag. What's that for? Oh, we're off.
That's what we like to see. Dolphins highlights.
And they're not running.
Oh, they're passing it. Tyreek Hill. Oh, that's a great run.
Wow.
So quick.
He's so good, isn't he? Tyreek for the Dolphins. That's unbelievable. Oh, we're flagging now. It's another one. Who we got? Tennessee here. It wasn't that exciting, to be fair. Nice little 5-yard receiving.
That's the first down.
I thought we were on there because that's what can happen. To be fair, if you're watching Red Zone, please tune in Sky Sports Mix and watch it with us to know what we're talking about, because the beauty about Red Zone is you can be bored for 10 minutes and all of a sudden you've got 20 minutes of pure filth, haven't you, of non-stop plays, non-stop touchdowns.
He's found Mark Andrews again as Lamar Jackson here, so Ravens really homing in on that connection.
I should have checked the Mark Andrews receptions because I just know how much Lamar loves him, and I've not done my due diligence there, Bish, to be honest with you.
Wow!
So
Denver Broncos punting the ball away, and it looks like the Panthers, the kick returners dropped it, and the Broncos have got the ball back.
Wow, that's crazy. Oh, Lamar's running with the ball here. He's looking for the throw. He's thrown it. Thrown it away. We've got Denver. Oh, so we've got Denver here. I need this, don't I, for one of my predictions. It's not one of my top bets, but I did claim
some points there,
the overs. So I hope this is a touchdown for Denver. That would make it 7-7 against Carolina. They're running the ball, and it looks like there's a gap.
Oh, great tackle.
Latavius. Did one of us mention Latavius?
Well, I mentioned he was pretty much one of those that could get a lot of work as they've just released. In his fumbles. And for those out there, what you're saying that there was a highlight on Twitter, wasn't there, of all his fumbles?
Oh, all his fumbles, yeah. Get it on, type in Melvin Gordon fumbles. It's a 3-minute video. So fumbles, for the English viewers, if you don't know, fumble just means basically drops on the ball. Melvin Gordon's a running back, was at Denver, who have now doing a play. No, there's nothing there, Bish, I don't think. As a running back, you can never drop the ball. It's like the one rule of a running back you can never do: drop the ball. He's got about a 3-minute compilation on Twitter. So if you want to watch that, that says everything you need to know about why he's possibly been dropped. Because he's a good running back and he does get yardage and he is explosive, a tough runner. He just can't. It's just like a soap bar in his hand, and it's quite funny because I think out of the maybe 8 or 9 clips there was, 4 of them got returned for an opposing. It was shocking.
Awful. Coach killer that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great stop here from the Panthers. They've just stopped. So that, as we said, they've just fumbled the ball away, and Broncos have picked it up in great field position, and they've just stopped them 3 times. They're dead. So Broncos are on the 4th down.
Probably take the field goal.
I think you'd take the field goal there.
This early on, yeah.
It's great defensive work.
It is brilliant defensive work. Say they're not actually that good of a defense either. Well, they're not known for the defense either, are they? Actually, had a very good week last week though on the defence, didn't they? So
did.
they might be
So
picking
they
that
made
side
it difficult
up.
for the Ravens. I'm surprised there's been no points in this Cincinnati Tennessee game.
Goes against everything we both said. That they're defending good against the run, and Tennessee is defending good against. Classic Joe comment there.
So yeah, we're back on that game. End of the first quarter, and there's been no points scored. So
we're not looking good for the overs so far on that one, are we?
No, it's not looking good.
It's not looking...
Unless there's a flurry towards the end.
We need it, yeah. We need a touchdown here.
Derrick Henry just needs a little gap, and he could go the full way. He takes some stopping, but that's
not what he's good at, though, is he? Once he gets running, Derrick Henry's top speed and power must rival anyone in the world. I'd literally go anyone in the world, but he's probably not got that quick feet, really. That's probably what he...
Oh, he's wide open here for the Falcons. Lovely touchdown for the Falcons against the Commanders.
McCall Pruitt. Have you ever heard of him, Bish? I've got to be honest, I have not. Apologise, McCall Pruitt.
But it's a lovely play. They fake the run to Patterson, and obviously the defence have bitten on that, and he must have just peeled away from the line, and he's wide open in the end zone.
Got Tennessee showing a highlight here. No, nothing again. Bish, we need something here. That's 3rd and 9 actually, so we're not going to see anything. That might be another field goal, 3 points. Game rewind, is this? Or
so this will be the play that got him down to... Oh, that's a great catch off his bootlace. Is that Drake London? Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally... So, for viewers who aren't maybe watching, it's landed on his foot. He's caught it on his foot. And then you don't see that often, do you?
No,
great catch.
It's a great catch, especially in these conditions. It's raining here as well.
Like one of his bootlaces, it was just nearly... Yeah, but brilliant catch either way, to be fair. You've got a field goal, hopefully, for first career NFL game for the kicker for the Titans. That's always a worry.
That's always a worry.
No, he's nailed it. Fair play to him. Fair play to him.
And we finally got some points in that Tennessee Cincinnati game.
We needed that. Yeah. We needed it. Oh, got a Jets highlight here. What's this? Mike White could be dishing it up here. Yeah. I like that. Oh, no, 3rd and 9.
Let's drop it off to Carter, please.
We're silent here because it's building up.
3rd and 9. Still in their own half, so...
Come on. Brilliant.
Oh, he's gone big. Oh, he's caught it and spun.
He's going to the... What a catch and run that is. Who's that?
Elijah Moore, yeah. So it's a lovely throw. He's got plenty of time in that pocket there, Michael White, and he's come up with a great throw. And I think that's... In tight games, you need some game changers, and Elijah Moore has caught the ball, and then he's created another 10, 15 metres on his own there just by a nice hit and spin. And
another Joe fact about Elijah Moore. So he was one of the top receivers last year, and then for some reason this year he's completely. Before this game, he actually fell out of the rotation. Bish.
Yeah, he did. And he made that public as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said a little bit.
And he was
after a trade.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was so explosive last year, so it was a shock to everyone that he's falling out. Maybe some behind the field. That's not how it worded, is it? Behind the. That makes sense, doesn't it? Behind the field, off the field.
Off field.
Yeah, off field antics. But he's back in, and he's just made a play to obviously prove himself against fair play to you, pal.
So you've seen a nice couple of highlights there from Trevor Lawrence for the Jags moving downfield. What do you think, Sunshine Boy?
I don't know, Bish. Bad play there from the Trevor Lawrence. I don't really have an opinion on him, Bish. I know it's a bit boring, but I don't really. I'm impartial.
He came with a lot of hype, didn't he? I think they've been hyping him up since he was at college, even before college, high school. Like they've been hyping.
Oh, he's been golden boy, hasn't he, for years now?
A lot from him.
So about Trevor Lawrence, he won the NCAA championship as a freshman at quarterback for Clemson. That rarely gets done. It's honestly unbelievable in college. Normally, your quarterback is in his 4th/5th year. Joe Burrow was famously in his 5th year when he won it for LSU. Trevor Lawrence did it as a first year, which normally there's a thing called redshirting, which means it doesn't count towards your 4-year eligibility because it's like you've got no chance on watch for a year and learn. Trevor Lawrence did it in his first year, so I think that's a bit of an explanation why he might be golden boy. But he's a runner, Bish, and I think that's probably his issue. He was athletic with his running and passing, but he was on a very good team in high school and a very good team in Clemson at college. So that normally means at college level wide open receivers.
Yeah.
So I think that's his.
And that's for those that are obviously you rugby league and not much into the NFL. That's how it works in the NFL, where it's a draft system in terms of bringing players into the NFL.
Sorry, I'm so rude there, Bish, but we've just seen a quarterback get tackled, fumble the ball, a defensive man for the Chicago Bears pick up the ball and then get tackled, then drop it. He fumbled the field goal. He's fumbled it. Did the Bears get the ball back?
To pass it there, haven't they?
Yeah. Did the Bears get the ball back here, Bish? Do you know?
They will do.
Yeah. Oh, they will anyway because it was fourth. Even if they did, it will swap over.
But I was just saying, like, it's the best players in college go to the worst teams in the NFL. So it's like you said there, Trevor Lawrence, who was best player in college, always been on good teams, and he's dropped into the NFL on the worst, technically the worst team. So it is. I suppose that's how they do deal with parity, but. It's a big play, that one. Big play,
that one. Defensive play for Van Ginkel on the Miami Dolphins. Got the ball back. They're now on the 3-yard line.
This is Jeff Wilson.
Come on, Jeff. But it's not many yards, though, Bish. I'm not too...
It's not the yards, but we need touchdowns. There he is, Big Jeff. Yeah, she's walked in. That's a great start.
Good start. We need touchdown because that means they'll probably run it now.
The special from those that watched the preview as well, the special bet was Jeff Wilson, 2 touchdowns and over 80 yards at 7-2. So we need some more yards, but we're halfway there on the touchdowns.
Wow, I forgot you said that, Bish. Yeah, that's a great claim. If this comes off, I think you're in the Show Me the Money Hall of Fame, Bish. You are anyway. You are famously in the Show Me the Money Hall of Fame.
We'll start the NFL.
Yeah, you're in the NFL Show Me the Money Hall of Fame within a 2-week span of doing the show.
We'll start with a quick recap on the bet. So Jeff Wilson is only on 5 yards, so we're still 75 yards short there. But as I said, we're hoping
they now run it because they're 14 points ahead, 17 points ahead.
The Buccaneers, I had -3.5. They're losing 10-7 at the minute, although they do have the ball. And on that one as well, Joe, you had Godwin, 6 receptions. He's still at 2.
Yeah, that's not good.
And then my last one was Michael Carter, receptions, and we'll see where he's at.
Bish, get me down for what? How are tags? Touchdown treble. Mike Evans, no. Tyreek Hill, no. Mark Andrews, no.
They're on. Michael Carter's still on 1 reception, so we're still needing 2 there as well.
And then the Washington. What are Washington at, Bish? Have we missed a field goal for Washington or?
Washington are losing 10-7 at the minute, and they have the ball. So yeah, we've got a bit of work to do.
Say the least. We're not.
But
after our success of last week, I think we're all on a high, and I was a bit cautious because I went. We got 2 out of 3 each. Hopefully we can keep the record for viewers watching. We had a brilliant week last week. We were showing off. We've been tweeting. We've been flying, saying we know more about any what come challenge us. This could be the downfall in week 2 already, Bish.
Yeah, very true, very true. But as you said, it is still early days. Let's just have a look and see if there's anything in play that we can, anything we fancy. We've got. Trying to look at scores here. So
in play, I'm gonna go. Let me check the odds on Mark Andrews. I'm flying with the Mark Andrews one. Let me just.
See.
Oh, huge run for Gus Edwards here.
Taking the Ravens into Jags territory there as well. So it could be incoming on a Mark Andrews possible touchdown sighting.
5-1 first touchdown for Mark Andrews, currently in play against the Jacksonville Jaguars for the Baltimore Ravens. You know what, Bish? I think I'm on it myself. Looking
at it, it's only going to be him or Gus, in it, really.
Him or it's a run. It's going to be a running touchdown, or it's Mark Andrews. If you get it on now, 5-1. Don't put your knackers on it because please bet responsibly.
I'm still liking Tampa here. Tampa, this is just scratch. So Tampa at the minute are 3-4. They are 10-7 down. As I said, we've got -3.5. They've got the ball at the minute. That could be. It's not the greatest of odds, but
worth a punt, though, isn't it? That one, isn't it? Yeah, you'd say so. It would be more if they go get a field goal or touchdown, won't it? So I'd get on that if you want to get yourself some. I keep wanting to say easy money, but I should never say that. I'll get myself in trouble one day, won't I? If you want, I'd say the odds on that are still pretty deep. Gus
Edwards keeps running.
It's going to be interesting, I think, next season because they've got Dobbins, they've got Edwards. If they keep Kenyon, they probably won't keep Kenyon Drake, but there's
Justice Hall in there as well.
Yeah, they've got incredible running back room if they're all healthy.
What about this one here? The Panthers have just kicked a field goal, so they're 10-3 up against the Broncos. And the Broncos, you can currently get them at 2-1. Broncos. That's scratch. So obviously they are 7 points down.
I'd get on that.
So that's an interesting one. And as you said on the podcast as well, at some point they've got to show up, haven't they?
Russell has got to show up. The pressure's off now. He's not making the playoffs, but he still has to prove himself at some point, doesn't he? Or he probably won't have a job in the next year or two.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that they've put themselves in a situation where they've given Russ a lot of money.
5-year deal, by the way.
It's going to be hard to get rid of him. So what they're going to do is, not what they're going to do, but what's more likely to happen is the coaches will change rather than the quarterback changing. Whether that's the right thing or not, I'm not sure. But when you give your main man that, you're sort of telling everyone he's the main man when you're paying him that amount of money. So how long do you stick at it?
Talking about, obviously, if Denver Broncos in the off-season gave Russell Wilson the biggest ever contract for a quarterback, I think. Biggest ever contract for a quarterback, 5 years. And he's probably had the worst start to any quarterback in the league. What's that amazing stat you said about Denver? If they scored
18 points.
They scored 18 points, they'd be 8-1 this year.
So they're averaging 14 points on offense, but they're only conceding 17 on defense. So basically the defense is carrying them. And they just need some points.
And they've got the highest paid quarterback in the league. I think maybe there was another contract done just after, but in the off season he was the highest paid quarterback in the league. So that shows a bit about how poorly that was.
We just had a big play there from Lamar Jackson. He's scrambled out for the Ravens and. Your man, wasn't he? DeMarcus Robinson.
Yeah.
He was wide open and he
dropped it. That'll be the last time Lamar throws it to him.
There's so much space.
How's he missed that, Bish?
It's a diving catch, but yeah, you've got to take them, haven't you?
Bish, to be fair, I'm quite happy because we just said first touchdown, Mark Andrews, didn't I? So probably happy, but I do also have a bet on DeMarcus Robinson to get a touchdown in the game. This is all for the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm just going back to that Broncos one. Sorry to leave it.
No, it's all right. I like it.
Broncos plus 3.5 is evens. So I said that they are 10-3 down. But I expected a low scoring. You expected a high scoring. But it's going to be tight. And if you can they were -2, I believe, before the game. So that's right. Oh, Derrick Henry, Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry. Unbelievable play. So Derrick Henry has literally they've got it as well. Wow. Derrick Henry has just gone 50-60 meters and literally 2 meters before the end zone, before they get awarded the touchdown. He had the ball punched out of his hands and it's rolled into the end zone, and somehow one of his players has dived on it. So it's still a touchdown, but
Wow.
What a play.
What a tackle. I feel bad for the man who's made that tackle. Bates, no, it's yeah.
No, it's not. Look, that is an unbelievable defensive play.
He's got the
Taylor Britt.
What a tackle, but that is so Traylon Burks, the rookie.
Wow.
The rookie for Tennessee. They've all been raving about the past week or two. Has just got himself a touchdown, and possibly the luckiest touchdown you'll ever see on Red Zone. That's
just great backing up there, just following it down.
It'd be like in a basketball, won't it? When they go for the shot, they miss the shot, they get the rebound and layup. It's just that extra effort playing it. Just the
unbelievable. I'm interested to see if Derrick Henry gets those yards there.
No, he stood out, man. Actually, that's a good.
Interesting one.
While Bish looks at that, Washington have just missed a touchdown. The guy caught it, but his foot was on the out of bounds line before he got.
Yeah, he's got the longest 69-yard catch. Yeah.
Oh, so it counts.
It counts. It must be from the point where he got it punched out.
So we're watching Washington now. I had Washington. So ideally, I want to see Tyler Heineke. Oh, no, it's clicked off. So, yeah, no play. I want Tyler Heineke to just throw it, and I want a man by the name of Latavius Murray. He's not done that in 10 years.
That's the Broncos who we've just been talking about. Plus 3.5 we were talking about. We're talking about 2-1 to win it from scratch.
So Latavius Murray, I think, is about 30 years old now. He played on the Saints as backup to come out. He's played at quite a few teams. He's older now, solid running back, but you don't normally see him do that explosively anyway. He's known as a very tough running back, which means when all the men are at the run, he can get the extra yard or two that maybe you need. But he normally doesn't do explosive things like that, Bish. Nice to see.
It's just great work from the blockers, isn't it? They've given him a gap there, and as a running back, I guess when you see that and you just see daylight,
go.
It's the best, isn't it? Yeah. You don't have to worry about beating anyone, just literally run.
Bish, on our surprise guest, have we got any updates?
We've not got an update yet.
Have we not?
I've not got one.
Disappointing.
I'm waiting for a message.
So for viewers, we could have a live guest on. He confirmed with us, then cancelled, then confirmed. No, he didn't. He said he'd be there at 7:30/8 o'clock. So we'll see if we stay. Oh, Bates, as I'm talking, we'll shut up because we've just seen Garrett Wilson do the best play. That's not Garrett Wilson. It is Garrett Wilson.
New York Jets. Garrett Wilson. Wow. He looked like the Chicago Bears defender there. I'm not sure what's happened. We've seen him on the ground there. Maybe he's slipped or
he's caught it, gone in out. There's the flag, Bish. That could be what you were talking about. If Garrett Wilson's pushed him off. That was the New York.
Mike White is
telling you, Bish. I don't rate Zach Wilson at all. Not that. All credit to Mike White, but I don't. Oh no, he's just generally. Oh man, that's bad. We have a like to see that.
Eddie Jackson as well. He's in one of my fantasy teams, which is never nice to see.
You pause the. Do you play your fantasy team with defenders?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Oh, it's really good. So you pick. Well, depends what you want. Linebackers, if you want your defensive backs, if you want your linemen, and the score points for tackling, assists, quarterback hits, interceptions, all that.
That's
sort of thing.
wild. So normally, quick for your fantasy team. I've never played one with defenders. I don't think it is common, if you don't mind me saying. I think it's really rare. But love the sound of it. Fair play to
love it. But it's a
requires that bit more research, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. But it makes both sides of the ball interesting. So you're not only focusing on attack. You're focusing on defense as well. So everyone likes to see points scored and all that, but
So you actually want to see some boring tackles.
Yeah. Some of us like to see a tough game, like that 10-3 one last week for the Patriots. Some of us like to see that and just tackling. So, yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable. That's the first time. That's next. I've never heard anyone playing with defenders. I think when I set up my league with my friends, I questioned. I saw it as an option, and I went to my mates. Oh, should we put defenders in? They all went, no, why would we do that? Yeah. So fair play.
Well, there's 6 of us, and it's like, it's me friends from school. So there's a lot of different rules, and we make it. It's very precise. So
I like
it's
it
fun.
though.
It's a fun one.
That was a terrible throw by Tyler Heineke there.
So we've got Commanders here, 7-10 down at the minute, but field goal. They're setting up for a field goal, 30-yarder. Should be a gimme, but you never know these days with kickers, do you?
No, you don't. It is a gimme though. Luckily, boom.
So
We
that's
like
10-10.
that.
Pulls you back in that one.
I'm just going to update you on some of my bets. I had Curtis Samuel over 32 yards. Guess how many yards? Guess how many yards he's got this? 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a 6-man touchdown. Whatever, a six-way touchdown. I've got 1 touchdown out of that. I've got Chris Godwin, he's on 2 receptions. We've got the Bengals Titans over 42 points, currently on 13.
Yeah.
I've got the Titans are actually winning for me on that one. Jeff Wilson over 80 rushing yards for the viewers watching. We both recommended this. It's currently on 5 yards.
Yeah. So if it doesn't come in, I'm blaming you for stealing it. You can have it. You can take it off me.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot. I did say I'm going to take that one off your bench, and I think I wish I left it now.
No, Tampa, they did shoot down and then they've shot back up now, Tampa, so maybe we'll see a highlight from that game. But here we are, the Dolphins again against the Texans. The Dolphins with the ball. Jeff Wilson is 10 yards out here, so another touchdown for him on the ground would be really handy.
Makes no sense to me though, that bish. The Houston Texans, like I said to you when I was looking at the fantasy, I sometimes judge the defense by the rankings of the offensive players, because it gives it gives like a rating score next to your opponent, doesn't it? It says Tyreek Hill, the Houston, and they'll be the 3rd rank defense against wide receivers, which normally means they're very good. But I dug deeper on it because it didn't make sense to me. It's just that they're that bad at stopping the run.
Yeah.
And he's on 5 yards, so that just blows my mind, to be honest. So, viewers, sorry if he doesn't. I thought it was a shoe-in.
Here's Wilson.
You're bet about the 2 touchdowns looking good, though.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a reaction from last week. Last week they were dire against the Commanders. I think it's one of those where sometimes you just get a bit of a. They might have been giving it in meetings or whatever, or you just look back and you think, that went good. And the next week you come out and you're all firing, and I think that's what it could be here.
I've just had a message actually from Craig Oss himself. He said, "Think few have left to watch the football. If you're not a football fan, please stick with us and watch it. I think we're probably more interesting than Spain v Germany, Bish, to be honest.
Yeah.
Come stick with us. F the football. No, it's a great game. It's the World Cup. But if you're sticking with us, I will say thank you very much. We appreciate anyone that's willing to stick with us and watch us when the World Cup game's on. And if I've just reminded some people, pretend I've never said it." I hope that might send more people. Oh God, they check the time and then go.
We've said it, what were the minus 13.5? I think we said on Miami, didn't they? So it's 17-0 at the minute. And they're 5 yards out from scoring a few more points now.
Why are they throwing it? I'm happy they are, because the overs that we claimed are good, but it's killing the Jeff.
Yeah,
I guess the cornerbacks are just playing that bad. It's so hard to stop Waddle and Hill and
so much speed in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 4th down now, so you think a field goal, but you never know. They might roll the dice.
It looks like they are. I'm not saying no. The field goal.
There's a kicker there, so yeah. Hopefully, he's way inside 20 meters here. So
call this a little chip shot, I believe.
Yeah.
A little chip shot where they just hit it low on the ball and goes as high as possible and straight.
So that takes it to 20-0.
Brilliant.
So we're looking good in that department, but yeah, we need those Jeff Wilson yards.
We said it before, but they should start running it now, Bish, because they're 20-0 up. All they have to do is run down the clock. Like I said, the term run down. Zacchaeus just did a brilliant catch for the Atlanta Falcons against the Commanders. Probably not good for our bet again. I think it's looking like it could be a tough day for us, Bish. I'm hoping something turns around here, because we're
still 2.5 quarters left. Whoever the pessimist me. Optimist.
Optimist. No.
You're a pessimist.
Yeah, I'm normally quite optimistic. I've tried to be optimistic. I'm just panicking. I'll be honest with you, Bish, I'm panicking a bit.
Yeah, that's the Falcons again.
We'll take that 4th down. That did not make the line, did it? I'm getting emotional about our bets now. That definitely did not. They better not give him a 1st down there.
I'll just give you a quick recap on mine. So we've got Wilson over 80. 80.5 is on 10 currently. With 1 touchdown.
I think we've got a chance. I know that sounds bad, but it feels soon we've got a chance because there's not much point in them throwing the ball. They're 20-0 up. I think they're just going to run Wilson into the ground now.
Yeah. We've got the Bucks. I had -3.5.
Yeah.
They're currently losing 10-7, and the Browns have just missed a field goal as well.
We'll take that then.
So
we'll take
the
that.
ball back there. And my last one is Michael Carter. Over 2.5 receptions, and he's currently on still 1. So still need a couple there. Well, they could come pretty quick, as I said. Mike White, he looks pretty confident, to be fair. He's slinging it about, isn't he? So
yeah.
We just need a couple of little.
Can I get you to search up mine while you're at it?
Yeah, search up. So we had.
We've got Washington -4. I think that, and Jahan Dotson double. Jahan Dotson's definitely not scored a touchdown yet, but what's the score?
So it's 10-10. Yeah, Commanders just got that chip field goal.
We've got I had the Jeff Wilson one with you, and then I've got Chris Godwin. Has he got another reception from his 2?
Chris Godwin is on 3.
We'll keep chipping away. Come on, Chris.
He's halfway there.
We're there. I think. Well, I can't say it's wide receiver in it, so that anything could happen.
Yeah, it's a funny one there. Mike Evans has not had 1 catch yet. It's all been Chris Godwin and Rashad White, the running back. So
to be fair, I do. I especially last season, I watched it a lot. Evans, especially on fantasy, never got that many receptions, but he did get lots and lots of touchdowns. I think because honestly, you should see, I think he's bigger than you, Bish, which is impressive. I think he's generally like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah,
he's massive. He's agile, so I think they use him a lot for touchdowns in that Tampa offense because he's
just 1-on-1.
Jump ball, and it's so hard to beat him. So I think they don't mind getting him there, and then once they get there, I think Brady does look his way.
Falcons have gone for it on 4th and 1 in midfield against the Commanders.
We needed that.
We'll just wait and see where the ref spots the ball. Yeah, it's a close one. It's an interesting one. I said you're a bit in that no man's land in the middle of the field where you can't really kick a field goal, but you're not far enough away. You're too close to put a decent kick in and pin them in.
What if they give there then, Bish?
I'm not sure. It's an interesting one. I'll have a look.
Yeah, have a
look. Got the ball.
Burrow has just passed it to this tight end, Hayden Hurst. He's making a few yards after the catch for the Bengals, who are 3-10 down against Tennessee. I think I had Tennessee on that one. You had Bengals, didn't you, Bish? I
like the Bengals, yeah. I like the Bengals just because it Burrows.
The line for that was +1, -1 just before the game.
Was it?
So I think
it's split into it. Yeah, they're way short. So the Commanders get the ball back there.
Commanders get the ball back. Where is that, on the 50-yard line?
24 seconds to play in the half with 3 timeouts. It's at least a field goal, you'd think.
You'd hope so, yeah. You'd hope so. That game's gone quick, hasn't it? To be fair, the rest of these are on 5 or 6 minutes still to go. Joey Burrow with a run. I don't like Joe doing that. He did that a bit last year and it got him injured a couple of times, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
He don't need to do it, does he? But he seems to always love a
So
run.
as Craig was saying last week, it's those easy yards, isn't it?
Yeah,
he likes
he does.
He does. He likes that running quarterback.
He does, Dad. Yeah, we got that every time. Dad watching yesterday. Yeah. Why is he not running? Because he's the quarterback. Dad, if he gets injured, they're screwed. But Joey Burrow, he did it last year loads, didn't he? He kept running, and I think everyone kept going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" But if he makes it work,
that's it. This teams like usually your quarterback, he is the engine of your team, and you really don't want him taking unnecessary hits.
You don't,
especially like most teams pay the quarterback massive amounts of money. He is the heartbeat of the team, so you don't want him to see him taking hits and ultimately spend time off the field.
I just saw my fantasy team now, Bish. I'm on 52 points, projected 110. My opponent's projected 142. So that's the end. Last time I looked.
We've got a Dolphins turnover. With Houston Texans have just coughed the ball up there, I think. And Miami Dolphins have just scored another touchdown.
Xavier Howard, brilliant cornerback for the Dolphins.
So as I said,
they've got to run it now.
I thought this would get ugly. To be fair, it took longer than I thought. I thought they'd be all over it within the first quarter. It's taken 2 quarters, but now 26-0 up.
The worry here, Bish, is that they use the backup running back because it's completely out. You know what I mean? They might not even.
Very true. It's just a great shot there from Howard. He's just hit him hard, and the ball's just come out.
Wow.
Yeah, that is another aspect that could hurt us. We'll have to wait and see.
Joey Burrow doing the Craig Harrison and running around, and it's nice pass to. That won't be Jamar Chase because he's not playing.
But it looks he's built like a running back there, but it's not. Is it P. Ryan?
I'd like it if it's P. Ryan is in my fantasy
team.
Be
number 32.
Go on, John.
Oh dear me, Commanders. As we were saying, 20 seconds to play in the ball at midfield, and Heineke has just thrown it straight to the Falcons defender. I don't think he could have put it any better to him if he was a receiver. He's literally just found him straight in his chest.
The hat's come off, Bish. I'm absolutely devastated because that's Heineke's issue. I think he's a gunslinger. He's the old-fashioned gunslinger. He's willing to throw it around.
He's just totally messed that one up, hasn't he? Really.
What has he even seen there? There's no. Oh, he's seen the man behind, but the man behind him that he's tried to throw to was also covered. It's one of the worst throws I've seen of the year. Oh, go on, get him. Yeah, so that was Washington defense getting the Atlanta QB. He threw it away, though.
Here we go, Buccaneers. We've not seen much highlights from them.
4th and 1, and his QB sneak TB. You'll have a minute.
TB 12.
Fun fact: he's this is showing his highlights of how he's got to a particular
spot.
Lovely
ball to Godwin.
Was that the 3rd one or the 4th one?
We'll have a look.
Because if it's 4th one, Bish, I'm tingling a bit because at least, hopefully, one of mine should be close.
Buccaneers. Godwin is on 6. He's on 6, Godwin.
Come on, the boys! That could be we need one more exception. We've got our first betting of the day.
He's had a great end to the half there, hasn't he?
Well, very good. Very good. Is that the end? Is the half finished then?
They've got... This is a bit behind live. Where are we? 43 seconds. They've gone for the field goal.
That's 4th and 4, I guess. Devastating, but I'm happy. One more catch and we're in, lads. First bet of the day. We're very close.
Yeah, the touchdown treble has got some work to do in the second half.
Tag's got a lot of work to do.
We've not seen any sightings, though, have we? We've not even been close.
There's probably a reason why he's gone quiet on you, Bish. He's probably watching it himself.
Yeah, they've nailed that field goal of the book, so that's 10-10.
Tag, if
the looks of it going into half time. So I had a -3.5. So again, we need another score from them, but it's looking good. We're
okay at this point. I think. Oh, it's not looking good because he just missed. Oh no, that's Falcons. The young way coup. He's just in my fantasy team, so that'd be -2 points to make.
Falcons just missed the field goal. That's good for us, though. We've got
good for the bet. Good for the bet. The Tag. If you're watching us, we know you're watching us. we know why you're not coming on. You were meant to be coming on to speak to us.
Lamar's gone for a quarterback sneak there for the Ravens, and I think he's short.
Tag if 0 out of 3 coming on, your touchdown treble is never allowed back on again.
Takes a heat off us.
Tag's touchdown treble doing awfully. How's yours doing? Yeah, no, we're not bothered about that.
Yeah. So we've just seen Jacksonville Jaguars just stop the Ravens there on 4th down. They've gone for it. Lamar Jackson with a quarterback sneak, and he's come up short. So he's given Jacksonville Jaguars the ball around midfield again here. We've got the Bengals in the red zone.
P. Ryan, touchdown. I like that. He's in my fantasy team. Best selfish. Oh, the fighting. No, they're not. That was the ref coming into.
That's a good strong carry, that.
Very good.
That brings it to 10-9, possibly 10-10 with a kick to come. So pretty much it's a tight game. We expected a tight game. The bookie said it'd be a tight game.
Yeah, they did. Fair play. What was our comments about this game, Bishop?
I think we liked the overs.
We like the overs, and it's looking a bit better than it was.
It's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah.
10-10, it's getting there.
We like that. Yeah, the over for that game was 43.5. I think we both said we want it to be 10-10. So, to be fair, most points are scored in the second half anyway, aren't they? I don't want to think in general what points happen in the second half because that's when they use their timeouts. There's a lot more. I think there's a lot more. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, as the game goes on, you're getting less and less possessions, aren't you? So
yeah.
You've got to be more critical with what you're doing. Just run the ball and run out the clock if you're behind. You've got to be throwing it. You've got to be attempting to either catch up or keep that lead, haven't you?
You've saved me there, Bish. I was struggling a bit. I needed that. Thank you. We've just watched the Bears get a sack on Mike White. I think Mike White is all right, isn't he? But I think he's showing why there. I think he's just gone a couple of 4 and outs. Oh no, he's 3rd and 13. I apologise, maybe 4 and out. Bish, what's happening in that right corner? Because I'm looking at the left.
So we talked about him stopping Baltimore and getting the ball back, and they've just had a really good run. It just looks like a handoff from.
Is that Michael Hasty they're using?
Yeah, it's not. I was expecting Etienne, but it's not Etienne, and he's had a good run there. What 20 yards?
I've seen. So they've got James. Wait, no, that's not. I'm thinking of the wrong team. He got traded.
Jets, didn't he? Yeah.
No, they picked up my man on fantasy, Darrell Henderson.
Oh yeah.
And apparently all the tweets about Hasty that's why they picked Henderson up because he's been awful, but he's obviously felt the pressure and he's turning up, and he's obviously I need to make a few runs here or my job's gone.
Oh, we've got a big Hail Mary, big throw to the
interception
end zone from Cleveland Browns, last play of the half. The Bucks have come up with it, so yeah, that's good for us. Stops the points for the Browns, and that's 10-10 at halftime, that one. So we're just 1 reception short from cashing in on Godwin.
Yeah, we need.
And we're 3.5 points short 4 points short of cashing in on the Buccaneers there as well.
We've got, yeah.
He's found him again.
Michael Hastie's.
Jacksonville Jaguars touchdown.
What did we say on that one? I think we both took the Baltimore on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, Ravens, yeah.
Yeah, pretend like you've not heard that one, fans.
See, these 4th and 1s, they can kill you. At the same time, they've gone for it on 4th and 1. They've turned the ball over. They've given Jacksonville short field position. And let's see what's on the clock. There's probably a minute, maybe a minute and a half. There you go. 1 minute 55, 4 plays. They've gone 50 yards for a touchdown, and it's a game changer. Now they're potentially going in at 7-6.
Oh, they're not going. This was the late game, so they've actually got a lot of the second quarter left.
Yeah.
So the one that got.
This could give them the lead here at 7-6. Again, Baltimore just struggling.
They do this a lot. I'm sorry if my memory serves me wrong here for, I guess, fans who watch more years, but the last couple of years I've been watching Baltimore, I think they always start really hot and then they start to tail off near the end as it gets closer to them playoffs. Lamar and the team seem to slow down on offense. I think they get figured out.
Yeah.
I.e. Mark Andrews and Lamar's running game. I think they really figure out the way the offense runs, and then by the end of it, they get worse and worse. I think this is a year-on-year thing. I might be making that up, but I think I'm right there, Bishop. The Jets have just scored another field goal, so they're 17-10 up against the Chicago Bears. That suits what we said, I think.
Greg Zerline.
Greg the Leg, I like that.
Former LA Ram.
Former LA Lamb, former Dallas Cowboy, former about 50 teams.
Yeah. Kickers, they do the rounds, don't they, kickers?
Yeah, they do.
We just had a text from the man. Said, let's go.
He's on. We're getting him on. We'll speak to our producer, Sam, now. What's the game plan for it then? Should we just... Sam, what do you reckon?
Is it a bit...
No, is he just delayed?
5 minutes, you said? Yeah.
Should we Yeah, we're just going to take a brief 5-minute intermission. Please stick with us, guys. Please tell your mates. We've got Scott Taylor, the tag Taylor, and we're coming for your tag because you're 0 out of 3 on your touchdown treble. Let's get you on tag. Let's see what you've got to say about yourself. Bit harsh, but...
All right, thanks for coming back to us. I've got our guest on the line, Mr. Scott Taylor. Let's see if he's in. Here he is. How are you doing?
How do we do?
Good.
Very good. Very
Tag,
good, guys.
that touchdown treble it's got a bit of work to do, hasn't it?
It's been a very, very bad night so far. Very bad night.
It's still early though. Still time to turn it
Well,
around.
yeah, you found it in your fantasy matchups. It seems to be a bit dry first half, and obviously second half as the defenses get tired. The points seem to come a bit more. So I'm hoping that starts to happen. But also on top of that, Denver Broncos are having another shocker. So it's been a doubly bad night.
It's not been a great season, has it? Not been great watching.
No.
So just because a lot of our fans are rugby league fans, so we'll just obviously you're back in pre-season now, new coach and things. So how's that going?
Yeah, it's going really good. It's been a real good sort of refresh. We've moved training facilities for the first time in 8 years. We've brought in a new head physio, new head conditioner, new head coach, and a new assistant coach. So obviously it's been very, very similar for 8 years for me at LFC, and obviously then bringing in Tony and his staff and moving training facilities. It's been a real good fresh start, I'd say, and it's obviously good for the man, good for the head. But then obviously you've had Tony come in with lots of experience, lots of ideas, and I really enjoyed it. We've done 3 full weeks now together, and it's we're gelling and we're learning what Tony wants us to do. But I feel like I'm building a really good relationship with him already.
Really good to hear, and I think we've got you in a friendly, have we? Or there's talk
Yes.
of it.
We have. I think we've got you, mate. Yeah. So
That'd be nice to see you.
yeah, it'll be like Aaron Donald going head to head with Cup, won't it?
Well, last year, let's not talk about this year. But no, obviously you're a big Broncos fan, Tag. But just talk us through how you got involved in the NFL and how that sort of started.
Started when I was probably about 12, 13, and my dad had a bit of a crush on Dan Marino back in the day. My dad was a bit of a Miami Dolphins fan, and obviously I lived with my dad at that age, and so it was just me and my dad living together. And whenever NFL was on the telly, my dad would bang it on and loved watching it. And obviously from that, I started getting interested in it and following it, and then obviously as you get older, your mates start watching it. It just took on from there. I'd say I wasn't like a massive fan the first few years, but sort of just fell in love. And I started playing it on PlayStation with my cousin, and Denver Broncos always ended up being a good team to be on the PlayStation. So I picked them, stuck with them, and then I had an obsession with Peyton Manning. And then he ended up coming across to Denver just to secure it even more. So yeah, just got right into it. I feel like year on year I've got more and more into it, and was always excited to try and get into an NFL fantasy league, what was taken serious. And when I got the opportunity about 5 years ago to join, obviously the one we're in now together, Bish, it's made it even more enjoyable, because when I go to training every day, there ain't many lads who know NFL. It's pretty disappointing. So to have them groups and be able to chat and have stuff in common with you boys, it's been really good.
And in that NFL group, speaking former champion to former champion, we're in a bit of an elite group there, aren't we?
That's it. Obviously, I slotted in. I think your championship was before I turned up. So you're still on that trophy, mate. Aren't you? Engraved on the old
That's
cup.
it.
But
the name's there.
The name's there, mate. Yeah. So yeah, no, I come in, and God, it was I went in 2020 in COVID year, and that was one of the things that got me through COVID, the fantasy league and the NFL and NFL Sundays and the streams we've had going. But yeah, winning that was always good to do. Beating old Gramps in the final was very good feeling, and it's always good to have that ammo now. And the lads who haven't won it yet, you can always just tell them to pipe down straight away in the group and start giving it big uns.
That's it. And you got yourself your own T-shirt as well, I believe.
own T-shirt, championship winning T-shirt, and now it's been framed for the office. With the, I had 4 players who started and finished that full season with me when I won the championship. It was Lamar Jackson, Stephon Diggs, Derrick Henry, and Gronkowski. So them 4 are plaqued in the frame as well. The 4 lads who was there start to finish with a win. So no, it was good to win my first ever fantasy league, and something what I'll cherish definitely.
You're going well this year, aren't you, as well, in the dynasty one?
Yeah, so obviously we've got the dynasty, haven't we? And we've got the normal one. The normal one, what yourself and I won. I was really struggling, but I've won 3 weeks in a row, and I think I'm 5 and 6, and the division winner at the minute is 6 and 5, and they've got a tough matchup this week, so I might be able to go joint top and claw it back. But yeah, the dynasty is the big one. Obviously, second year of the dynasty, and I want to be the first. As I tried getting Debo Samuel off you during the week, and you weren't having any of it. Obviously, I want to try and be the first lad in the group to win both titles.
Nice. And as we switch back to real life, just the Denver Broncos, just what do you think's happening this year? Obviously, Russ has come in, but the defense looks great. And we've talked on the show the stats, only allowing 17 points a game, but the offense not really doing it. What's your thoughts on that?
To be honest, I'd put it down to, I think obviously you go big, pay 280 million, 7 years, and give it to Dangerous and get him in, and obviously everything he's doing in the game, and you mix him his fair share in with who wants to make an impact in with a fair share head coach who's never been head coach before. I just feel like there's a bit of confusion there, and I just feel like obviously Russell have a lot of ideas what he thinks will work, but you've got a guy who's maybe a bit confused and being took off the play calling, and it just all seems a bit of a mess, to be honest. And obviously Big John Elway sat above it all, looking down on. And it has to work. I mean, if it don't work, it's going to be it's going to be a big effort to sort of change that. But the easy option is obviously just change the coach. And I think for me, the team we've got this year, we should be competing. We should be up there, not be sat at 3 and 7 and losing at half time against Carolina Panthers again and doing what we're doing. So I'd be very shocked if we haven't got a new head coach come next season. Personally, obviously they've took a punt. But the guy we signed was before we got Wilson. Nathaniel Hackett was known to be best mates of Aaron Rodgers, and we was obviously a massive push to try and get Aaron Rodgers. So we've got the Green Bay guy who's best mates of Aaron Rodgers to get Rodgers, and then Rodgers does a U-turn, re-signs, and we take Wilson. So it's a bit of a mess, I think. So our defense is brilliant, and we've got some real good youth in our offense. But yeah, I just think it's just not happening. Obviously, Wilson's getting a lot of questions asked, and the head coach in a bit of a mess. So I think we'll just class this year as a write-off. I'd say I want us to do worse now the rest of the year to get a good pick, but we traded our picks away, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm similar. Sat with the Rams, and every loss we get, the Lions are just rubbing their hands. Yeah.
Obviously, in the group as well, we've got a big Seahawks fan, and we hear nothing but Rob all the time about that. So I would love us to win a few more games just to make sure that they'll get an higher pick as what he wants. Because obviously, Seahawks are in still. The Seahawks have done brilliant this well. I think this year, they've been one of the biggest shocks of the year. But obviously, they're still in a bit of a rebuild as well. So they obviously want that pick nice and early, which I hope we don't give them.
And we're at week 12 now, so we're getting towards the business end of the year. Who do you think's looking good? Who, and we'll try and get Tag's take on a Super Bowl winner. Who are you putting on at the top of the tree?
For start of the year went Bills, like a lot of people. I can see now a rematch of a few years. Chiefs and 49ers. I think the Chiefs are firing again all cylinders. I think the sort of thing what Patrick Mahomes is doing and what he did against Chargers the other night, when Chargers had all their starting team back, and to get the ball back with, was it about 50 seconds to go, a minute to go, and then lead that drive and do what he does. But I really like the 49ers this year. The defense is strong. The addition to C-Mac, if he stays fit, and all the other weapons. And Jimmy G, in his last year of his deal, as a backup coming into this year, and the story that'd be, and get his second chance to do it. So, yeah, I think I'd go for a Chiefs Niners Super Bowl, and at the minute, I'll go for the Niners to win it, to surprise, and I'll go for the 49ers win at the minute as it stands.
Nice, I like it. Joey, come in.
Yes, Tag. We'll go back.
Mate.
Have you got Red Zone live on now?
Got Red Zone live on now. Just seeing the repeat of the hasty touchdown. I think is it as we speak now.
Yeah.
With the injury to Etienne. But yeah, I've got Red Zone on now, and I'm looking at my 3 picks, and they all look like they couldn't be further away at the minute. Absolutely shocker.
Yeah, you're struggling a bit, Tag, to be honest. I think the big shock is Mark Andrews and Lamar struggling a lot in this game. What's your thoughts on Lamar in later season in the past couple of years?
Yeah, he's obviously got the MVP, didn't he? But when it's come to these big games, he just hasn't delivered. He's absolute unbelievable talent. I just think he's always going to have that the throwing arm questioned. I think he's a bit hit and miss at times, isn't he? And obviously he relies on Andrews massively. He's his get out of jail card. But yeah, I just don't know with Lamar. Obviously he's gonna be wanting that big payday, and he's backed himself. And I just don't know if he has got the arm talent to back it up. He's a bit like, obviously better, but Kyler Murray, who's got the big question marks around him, get the big deal, can run with the ball, can he throw it and look after the ball as well?
I think your Tyreek Hill is your other one, isn't it? I think he's going to really struggle since they're 30-0 up, I believe, as well. Don't want to rub it in, Scott, but yeah, I think you're struggling a bit for this week.
Well, Tyreek, if you saw him, he ran the outline on the goal line, and Tua threw it, but a bit too right for him, and he would have been in. So that's been my closest. That's what I'm clutching on to.
Has it? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, that was a few play. That was obviously a few minutes back, but that's my biggest clutch I've had at the minute is the fact that I've had one guy at the red zone targets, but we'll just have to wait and see. Tyreek, yeah, that's the issue. If they keep winning like they are against the Texans, you'd feel like he'll probably get put on ice and rest up as the main man. But Mark Andrews, obviously, he's going to be in the game to the end with Ravens, as it looks like at the minute. And Mike Evans, you know what Brady's like to Evans, he'll find him potentially at some point.
And if you're looking at our bets, Scott, we both went with Jeff Wilson over 80 rushing yards in the Miami game. I think that's looking incredibly bad at this point.
I say I seen he got a touchdown, didn't he, early on? But it was a bit of a walk-in, wasn't it, from quite close?
Yeah. I think he's on 10 yards for the game, and 3 of them was on those touchdowns. So I think that sums up where we're at the moment.
They're actually using Tyreek in the backfield as well, so that's not helping us.
Well, you'd like
to
think
it's not looking good for all of us for this week. Tampa Bay, Bish had on the minus 3.5, so that looking okay. We've got Michael Carter's. Any news on his receptions?
We were on 1, so we'll just have to have a look after this.
And then my 2 are Washington minus 4. I think, as you were speaking, Tyler Heineke threw his second interception of the game.
They're punting now, Falcons, aren't they? 10-all.
10-all now, yeah.
And then I had the Jeff Wilson, Chris Godwin. Let me give you an update on that. Have we nailed one? Still on 6 at the moment, so we need one to at least. Someone needs to have one winning bet at the moment, Bish, and I'm hoping it's me first, to be honest, selfishly.
He was cheering for a DeMarcus Robinson touchdown over Mark Andrews. That's how bad it is. He's worried about his own bets.
When you changed your bet and followed Bishop on the Jeff Wilson, what was you originally going with?
That I think as we were watching it, Raheem Mostert popped up on my fantasy saying he's doubtful for the game. So I think I would just all in. Who were they playing again off the top of my head? The
Texans.
The Texans. The Texans' rush defense, I think, was absolutely terrible. Like I said, I keep saying how the wide receiving defense against them meant to be good. But that's just because they can't defend the rush at all. And I thought, well, that means Jeff Wilson's just going to get 110 yards. So I put my hand up. I've obviously got this one wrong.
There's still time.
I was watching it thinking, thank God I didn't do Derrick Henry anytime, because you'd be fuming with that fumble over the line, wouldn't you? That would have been
How
the
unlucky
look
is that
of the
defender?
year. I know. And then obviously the young wide receiver dives on the ball.
I think I just saw on Twitter actually as you were speaking, a lot of people were tweeting I had Derrick Henry first touchdown of the game. So I think there's about a bunch of people that are feeling sick right now after that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty much a guarantee at that point. But no, it's what are your thoughts on today's games then, Scott? What did you have? Is there any other bets you had going on or currently have going on?
No, nothing. It was all about cheering on the Broncos and it's obviously following the treble I give you guys. But obviously, as you know, you end up being so deep in the fantasy league and keeping up to date. So I had a big decision going into whether I went with Piran or Pierce, and I've done the right option. I took Piran. I took Piran off waivers, hoping that obviously Mixon would be out one other week, and he has been. So I should have probably took Piran in me any time, because obviously he's gone over. But so Piran over Pierce has been my big good choice so far. I think I traded Foreman to Bish during the week, and obviously he looked like he was doing all right against the Broncos and was topping up some yards. So I'm just hoping I don't regret trading him away.
My decision with Foreman or Gibson, and I think I've gone with Antonio Gibson. So that's backfired, I think.
I've also got P. Ryan on my fantasy team. He's on 14.4 currently, so I think we're doing well. I think we're doing very well.
We love to see it.
Jermichael Hasty here is absolutely running all over the Baltimore Ravens. I can't really believe what I'm watching.
You like to think that Travis Etienne hadn't done the same foot as Franks as what put him out for the full season last year. It'd be very unlucky that and poor after he was having a massive year for him. Yeah,
we actually missed that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We saw a big run and had a look expecting it to be Etienne, and it were Hasty. So yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Well, to be fair to Hasty right now, he might be playing himself into another contract, because I think they've got Darrell Henderson in. I think he was meant to replace Hasty because he's been having such a bad season so far. But if you're judging it on, Tom Brady, who's this to? Oh, it's
Mike
not.
Evans.
Oh, I thought we had it. I thought we had our first winning bet of the day. But no, yeah. So I think Hasty is doing well and probably going to win himself another contract at another team for this year now.
We're back.
Is that too much to say based on one game? It might be a bit hasty.
Hey. Well, they traded Robinson, didn't they?
Yeah, and what about that one? It was a healthy scratch today for the Jets.
Oh my word!
That's an interesting one.
I like him as well. I do like him.
Yeah, he was just unlucky, wasn't he? Obviously, they drafted it at the end, but he did his Achilles. He got his trade. I think he had a decent game and then picked up an injury, and now he seems to just be on the out again.
Yeah.
He won fantasy. Oh, sorry, Scott, go on.
No, I was just saying we end up doing the trade with Miami, taking Chase Edmonds, and I call him Noel Edmonds because of what he's done so far. But he's just been injured since we've took him in, and obviously we've lost Javonte Williams for the season, and we've let Melvin Gordon go, and the rumours are it's because he was, after the game, blasting out songs of Sierra's ex, so Russell Wilson wanted rid of. Have you seen that in Denver on the radio?
I read it, but I presumed it was a joke. If that's true, that's mind-blowing.
I thought it was just the fumbles.
Well, it's obviously the fumbles, I'm guessing, is the real reason, but there's some very good people coming out of the locker room saying that after the defeat, he was blasting out tunes of Sierra's ex, which she's got a kid, so I can't remember his name, the rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've just won our first bet, lads. We've just won our first bet. Chris Godwin, 7 receptions. I had over 6.5. I think he's just got another reception there, lads.
Well done, Joe.
But yeah, no, I'll take the claim for this week. And
I dropped Chris Godwin in my Dynasty League fantasy team onto my bench, so that's a shocker by myself as well.
What was your thought behind that then, Scott?
I had, I've got you. I can start 2. I've got Goodwin, Amari Cooper, and Hopkins. So I've gone with Cooper and Hopkins. Just thinking Amari Cooper had the game he had last week and seems to be the main target, and obviously Godwin's sharing a lot of the load in Tampa at the minute. Oh,
just seen a Tampa Bay touchdown as well, so that's nice for me. The Buccaneers -3.5, so they're back up.
Come on, Bish.
Foreman, all we keep seeing is Foreman highlights.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? A-tag then? The Broncos game.
I think put a fork in us, mate. I think we're done. I think we're still eating Thanksgiving dinner. We ain't got out the table, have we? We haven't done anything.
The turkey's still in the stomach.
100%. Well, it was with my main man, my favourite player, PS2, and being touched all year, and then he got torched for the losing touchdown last week, and then DJ Moore's just done the same to him again in that first quarter, just bent him on the sweep. So
PS2 for viewers is Pat Surtain, I believe. Yeah, I've not got that one wrong, have I? Pat Surtain is one of the reasons why Denver Broncos defense have been so highly rated, why they've only let 17 points per game on this year. So, but last couple of weeks he's been done twice essentially. So,
I think it's the first time he's been torched in his 2-year career. Well, his second, obviously it's his second season, and he's been touted as probably one of the top 5 cornerbacks in the league, and they don't tend to throw to him, but arguably for me, Devonta Adams is still number 1 wide receiver in the game, and he showed that last week.
We've just had a question from my dad, actually, Scott. Have you been to any games before? Give us a bit of insight. I think you've been to a couple, haven't you?
Yeah, I tried to do London every year. I did London with Bish last year, and I also I saw Tampa Bay at the Raymond James Stadiums in Florida live as well. So, your boy's gone down injured.
I know, for viewers watching, Jeff Wilson has just been taken off, and he's here.
Straight down the tunnel.
Yeah, he's walking down the tunnel there, and the 30-0 up. So I can't imagine he'll be back involved in this game, which is not great for mine and Joe's bets. Yeah, we had a good do at the NFL, didn't we? I think that's the first time I've been to Tottenham, and it's really good stadium. Didn't look to be a bad seat in the house, really. The atmosphere was really good. A lot different to Wembley. So, what do you, in terms of atmosphere and watching, do you have a preference of Wembley or Tottenham?
Yeah, for me, Spurs' ground wins it for me all day long now. The stadium's just unbelievable. The atmosphere, obviously Wembley has the perks of before the game. Obviously they have a bit more on, but I just found the full atmosphere in the build-up, and obviously after the game, they've got quite a few bars around the stadium and live music on, and you can sort of carry on the party, and it's just a real good atmosphere. Everyone there for the American football, and I just love that stadium. I don't know what it is about that stadium. I know they've spent a lot of money on it, so it should have that impact on you. But it's the atmosphere, and just to be able to get a pint what fills up from the bottom to the top is just impressive. But no, I really enjoyed the Spurs' ground. I always try and get there every year, obviously, but this year I had the first baby born around it all, so it couldn't happen this year, but looking forward to going again next year.
Not to make things worse, Scott, but I think I've just seen Sam Darnold get a touchdown. Is it Dotson? No. Oh, sorry. So quickly, Washington just got a touchdown. John Bates, Tyler Heineke's not thrown an interception finally, and he's got himself a touchdown. And before that, Sam Darnold, the quarterback for Carolina versus Scott's Denver, run it in for a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, not good. But it's so basic. So that the Washington would be good for your bet though. What did you say? You've took a minus 3.5.
I got that, but then I chucked it on a double for Jahan Dotson to get a touchdown as well, and that's why I was screaming Dotson there, because I need him to get a touchdown, really, don't I?
Yeah,
Joe likes to
extra point.
Go with.
I go risky, yeah. I go risky, yeah. I go. I don't like my bad odd bets. I go for it. I go for broke. So for viewers watching, probably don't listen to me. But if you like a bit of excitement in your day, I'm your man.
Is another injury?
NFL playing wise, what position do you see yourself as?
What position would I class myself?
Yeah, where would you want to play?
I'd 100% have to be a tight end, I think. Obviously about 6'4". I remember when we played, I was fortunate to play for England against the Kiwis at Mile High Stadium. I actually played in the stadium of the team. I've not seen my team play live, Denver Broncos, but I've played in the stadium, believe it.
Wow, that's good.
Or not.
Yeah,
and I
from
remember
your side, Scott, I think tight end, maybe a blocking tight end.
Yeah, that's it. I say I'd be
doing him a disservice.
I don't know how good are your hands, Scott. I don't know. Would you consider yourself a Travis Kelce type or more of a George Kittle?
Oh, Kelce all day.
He's the receiving tight end. I like it. Yeah.
All day.
Can't see yourself along that line getting all the blocks and putting some people on their arse.
I'd love to have a chance to do it. Like I say, I love it, and I think I would be a tight end. I don't think I could play anywhere else, to be honest, because of my height and my size. I think I'd struggle anywhere on the defense. I don't think I'd have the speed off the line. I mean, you see the new outside linebackers now, like Parsons, and how effective they are. They're a lot smaller and quicker now, aren't they, getting on the outside, and they're just unbelievable athletes.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think a lot of sports, you're seeing a lot of change, aren't you? I think even if you got rugby league now, the fullback, the winger, the centres, it's all about yardage. They're becoming more like, well, they always were, but they're getting taller and taller, aren't they now? And it's all about how much you can run. Basketball, it's all about the 3-point. I think NFL's changing a bit, so the defense is all a bit smaller. Traditionally, they'd be like they'd be like Myles Garrett at Cleveland, wouldn't they? Where they're 6'4", 280 kg, not kg, pounds and
pounds.
kg would be,
that would be a big
that'd be a big man.
That would be a big man.
But yeah, they're not. Yeah, so I think they're changing. Micah Parsons absolutely. He might change the spot. He might be one of those players that revolutionised the position, because what he's done in his first 2 seasons, for people who don't know, been at Dallas Cowboys. He can play multiple positions along, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, and he's even been an edge rusher at some points, hasn't he, as well?
Yeah, he's been playing defensive end.
Yeah.
It's crazy what he's been doing.
Reminds me now, the way he's playing at the minute now, it reminds me of Von Miller in his prime. Obviously, Von's was a bit unique and a bit smaller and quicker as well. Really reminds me of him, who was always one of my favourite ever players, and obviously got the MVP in Super Bowl 50.
At your famous, for your famous Denver Broncos, he was a brilliant player. He's now at the
Bills.
Yeah,
obviously
just got an injury, didn't he?
The Rams as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's
winner of one of them men, and he just an out and out winner.
Yeah, I was going to say, have they released how bad his injury was? Because I saw him obviously go off on the car the other night on their Thanksgiving for the Bills.
Oh, it was Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so I think they've come out and said it's not a season-ending injury. I think it were better than they thought, but I think he'll be out for a couple of weeks from the last report I saw.
Yeah, I think he's going to be massively key. I think he was having an unbelievable year. But people were laughing when they signed him. I think they gave him like a 4 or 5 year deal, didn't they, at his age, and signed him. Obviously, just to work around the cap, but he doesn't need the reps up now. But when he's in the game, you can just see the difference.
Yeah, it's that experience, isn't it? He just commands his presence, just keeps those offensive linemen looking at him.
Oh, Bish, who's this? This is running back.
That's the Barrios, isn't it?
Brixton Barrios. Why is he running the ball?
Just what do you think about Odell Beckham? Tag, where do you think he'll end up? Obviously, there's big talk of Giants or Cowboys. If he ends up at the Cowboys, can you see them doing any damage in the playoffs?
Oh, I think the Cowboys are right up there, and obviously saw it the other night. I've still got a bit of a question mark on Dak Prescott personally. I just don't.
Controversial, that Scott.
Yeah, I just don't fully trust him. I just haven't seen him. I need to see him do it in a couple of big games. And don't get me wrong, since he's come back from injury, he's been absolutely outstanding. But he's playing behind some defense now. What they've got there, I think the thing is with Odell Beckham is that he'll want to win again, won't he? You've just had the taste of the Super Bowl win with yourselves at Rams, and he'll want to win again. But there's a lot of mouths to feed in at Dallas at the minute. They've got 2 unbelievable running backs, so everyone's arguing who should be RB1. They've got Gallup coming back looking great. CD Lamb's there. They've got about 4 tight ends on the field every time they're near the goal line. So I suppose if they're all in, aren't they? If they go for Odell Beckham and sign for the rest of the year, they're all in on trying to do it this year, which is fair play to him because old Jerry Jones, he can't keep seeing them fall short again, can he? He hasn't won it for a while now, and he's getting older and older. Bless him.
Yeah. I just think that he's part of the problem. It's that tinkering. Like you're saying, his hands on. But we spoke about this last week, didn't we? About Zeke and Pollard. And I like how it works, the 1-2 punch. You can see Pollard is so explosive. He probably should be the RB1 with a bit of Zeke sprinkled in. I know Zeke had a knee injury last year, and he's come back. He hasn't been great, but I think that Thanksgiving game he looked really good. He looked sharp. Few really nice touches. So they bounce off one each other really well. Like you said.
Yeah, I do like that. I do agree with that, and especially near the line, Pollard doesn't have that weight really behind him, does he? On them 3rd and 1s on the goal line, he's big Zeke. You've got to feed him the ball there. But yeah, I think if you've got to go an RB1, going into next season, I don't know. You don't have Pollard written down as your main man because he's that good and that explosive and he's game changing. Obviously, Zeke has still got it, but he just hasn't got that turn of speed anymore.
Yeah, we've just seen Mike White dial up another touchdown there for the Jets as well. So he's come in, Mike White, and he looks like he's really reveling in it. Really,
I took Jets on the handicap, but then I also had Mike White having an interception just to up my odds because I thought it was a guarantee. I think I've done it again, Bish.
One too many.
One too many.
A little bit greedy.
Yeah, always with me. Yeah, every week I've got the same story. I've nailed part of the bet and then I screw up the easy. I chuck in something that I think's easy, and that's the one that never comes off.
I'm looking at that touchdown treble. We've not really seen any highlights, have we? I think obviously Ravens game is a bit behind because of the lightning, so that I think they'll be at the half. But we've not seen anything else from the Dolphins, and we've not seen Evans at all, really, have we? So,
no. I think it'd be tough for Tyreek to get. Oh, sorry, go on, Scott.
No, you go, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think it's going to be really tough for Tyreek to get a touchdown at this point, and it 13-0 up. We've been saying how they're going to run the ball. They didn't. Now they're 13-0 up, so you've got to presume they're just going to run it out and take it easy, really.
That's it. Yeah. I was going to say, I think it's going to be quite good as well that I think there's four late kickoffs for Red Zone today as well, rather than the 3, so a bit more action this week.
I think there's going to be a lot of Chiefs action in that Rams game.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a fun one to watch. There's no Cooper Cup, there's no Matthew Stafford, and no Alan Robinson. It's
Come on, Bish. You've said Kyron Williams is your man. Come on, gamble that he just runs the Chiefs down to the ground. She one chance. She one chance.
Just as on the screen now, he is Joe Burrow. He is the one quarterback I do believe in. I think he's destined to have an unbelievable career. I know he got to the Super Bowl last year, so it's easy to say that now, but he's just so composed, isn't he?
One thing that I like about is obviously for those we're into sports cards, so there's a few of us who collect sports cards, and I've liked Burrow probably since coming out, as I said, for Dynasty. I've sort of put all my chips behind Burrow, but you've been also a big Justin Herbert fan. How do you think he's getting on, and what do you think of the Chargers?
I think Justin Herbert is going to be a generational talent like Joe Burrow as well. I think he's so good, so composed, got an unbelievable arm on him. He's actually, I think, going into that Chiefs game or halfway through the Chiefs game, he'd only actually had his wide receiver 1 and 2 for 40 snaps this season, and he still was going in with a winning record. He's had no Mike Williams and no Keenan Allen all year. He's been doing it with backups of Palmer, Carter, and his tight end Everett, and he's still been finding ways to win and still chucking out 200-300 yard passing games. And I think soon as Herbert has a fit wide receiver core around him, you'll see him just go to another level. Obviously, I feel like if you put Herbert in the Bengals team with, obviously I know Jamar Chase injured at the minute, but then they've got Hurst, Teagans, Boyd. It's just unbelievable the mouths he's got there. So no, I do think it's going to be a generational. I think you'll look back in a few years at that 2020 draft of Tua, Burrow, and Herbert and think, wow, that was some draft class that year.
Well, we're missing one out, lads, from this conversation, and I thought you were going to put him on this. I thought you were going to put Herbert on this team, the Miami Dolphins, and Tua Tagovailoa. What's your thoughts on him? Obviously, he's got the backup now with Tyreek, Waddle. What's your thoughts? Because I think he could secretly be the one. He's steady, but I like a bit of steadiness in my quarterback.
I like Tua. I think obviously, he's got the highest rating as a quarterback this year in the league, hasn't he? But he's got a bit of stability now. They've given him some weapons, and they've got an head coach. Mike McDaniels looks an absolute genius, doesn't he? His press conferences and the way he comes across and the way he talks and the trust and faith is. And from day dot, he walked in the door and he said, "Tua's my man." He's really put a lot of confidence in him, and then give him the weapons, and you're seeing the results of it. So yeah, that 2020 draft class is scary good, and it's going to just keep looking better and better. I think the one draft class what's struggling is after that is obviously I know Justin Fields has come out lately, but the one after that with Matt Jones and them boys, they all seem to be not getting away like the 2020 boys at the minute.
Yeah, your Mac Jones, you've got your Trevor Lawrence in there as well, haven't you? And obviously Zach Wilson with his benching. Yeah, it's an interesting one. And just going back to the 2020 class, one that's probably not spoke about, but spent high draft capital on getting him in Jordan Love. And we've seen Aaron Rodgers' situation. Do we think Jordan Love may ever get a chance at Green Bay?
I think he's got to, hasn't he? But it's just, how many he's going to sit there for with Rodgers? I felt sorry for him as well because he got given. Rodgers missed one game, and it was at Arrowhead against the Chiefs last year. All the best, mate, in your first start. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one, but I do feel like, as a starting QB like Jordan Love potentially is, can you afford to sit out 5-6 years of your career at such a pivotal time? If you're
I've got one for you, lads. I think if you look at so Green Bay Packers is owned by the fans. It's I think it is the only club in the NFL that's owned by the fans, and it's very consistent year on year. They have the same philosophy, the same sort of things throughout the last 30 years. Obviously, they won it 3 or 4 years. So if you look at the current quarterback, Aaron Rodgers sat out for 3 years before he got drafted. He had Brett Favre before him. Brett Favre, the original gunslinger, Aaron Rodgers struggled to get in, got in, took over the job. And I think Brett Favre before him had a year or two of learning the game. So I think if I'm giving Jordan Love a bit of support, I think that's the way the Packers like to do things. They like to give him a 2 or 3 years to understand the game, not chuck him in like some of them and then wash him out after the year when he could be a brilliant quarterback. Give him time to learn, and hopefully in a year or two, once Rodgers retires, I've got Jordan Love to be one of the best QBs in the league.
Yeah.
There you go, lads. There you go.
Oh,
that's interesting. Because if you look at the team around him, he's going to need some help, isn't he?
Yeah. But they've got Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, 2 rookie wide receivers. They've got AJ Dillon, who's not too old yet, got drafted 2 or 3 years ago. I think they've got the things in place now for once Rodgers leaves, Jordan's could have a brilliant.
See, I just see that division, and at the minute, it's heavily Vikings. Well, Packers have dropped off a little bit, but I think switch that around next season. We've got the Bears, what they're doing with Fields. They've got a lot of cap next year. You've got the Lions, who are a young team. Maybe I'd argue a quarterback away from being a very good team. And you've got the Vikings, where Kirk Cousins, Torquay, they might get rid of him for cap. And you've got Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, who you don't really know what's going to happen. So I think that's a real interesting division and could be flipped on its head next year. That's a bold one, but that's what I'm liking the Lions and the Bears.
You've got to look at the Bears. Are you sold on? You seem to be very high on Justin Fields, then, Bish. I'm not.
For me, it's scheme and what they do to him. Like Tua, what they've done with Tua is his arms not the best, but they've put weapons around him, and I think they've basically copied Kyle Shanahan and brought his game plan, and they give them the ball early and just let them run. The Bears have obviously gone all in on Fields because they're using draft picks on wide receivers. So I think, and what we've seen from him in the last 3 weeks, he's probably carrying too much.
Wow.
As his injuries at his shoulders. But I think it's an interesting division.
Tag, deciding vote, Justin Fields, yes or no?
no.
Shut me down.
This brilliant speech. No.
I do know what you're saying, Bish, and I understand what they're doing with him, but for me, he's a wish version of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, Ty Johnson. Sorry, Tag.
We've just seen Ty Johnson go in there for the Jets, and we were praying that it was Michael Carter, but it's not.
Yeah, but back to that division, I do, like you said, I do like what the Lions are doing. I know they're gonna obviously not do much this season now, but they are. That Dan Campbell is slowly turning them, and they've got some real weapons, the Lions, and obviously they've got Aiden Hutchinson, who's going to be their main go forward defensively for a lot of years. I think we was on about it the other day, Bish, but you are right. I think the Jared Goff is obviously, not a top 10, top 15 QB. I think if Lions get an early pick again and get one of these, a Bryce Young or a Stroud or something like that in this year's draft, you could see a real improvement from Lions.
Yeah, we love the coach. Obviously,
yeah, we do.
We've seen a bit of him on Hard Knocks and just some of the things he comes out with, and just a toughness, I think, there as well that he breeds into him. Yeah, so I'm hoping they do well.
Right, boys, I think I'm going to have to bounce now. It's been an absolute pleasure to join you for a good stint on the Red Zone. I love what you're both doing, and we might have to do something about my trebles because it's a big fat 0 and 2.
Oh, it's great to have you, Tag. Great to have you on, and hopefully we'll get you in here, sat by side of us as well in the future. But All the best,
Definitely.
mate. Have a good season, and hopefully those Broncos can turn it around for you.
That's the one
Thanks,
good thing about the
Scott.
red zone is that I'm not having to watch the full Broncos game and be put through the pain. I just have to see snippets of how rubbish we are at the minute.
Brilliant.
All right,
Take
cheers,
care,
boys.
Take
Enjoy
care.
the
Thank you,
night,
Scott,
lads.
for coming
Take
on.
care, lads.
See ya.
Right, I think good finishing point. We're back on.
Shall we just have a quick recap?
Quick recap on the spot on Bish, actually. Yeah.
So I've got the Dolphins up. Obviously, we saw Jeff Wilson walk off the field with an injury.
So we're both struggling.
So it's not looking likely, which is a real shame. But yeah, he's had 8 rushes for 17 yards and that touchdown that he got. So we're nowhere near on that one. Nowhere near.
That's every top gambler, Bish. Every smart person gets one wrong in a season, and we've got our one wrong, I think.
Yeah, we got it out of the way early.
We got it out of the way early. It won't happen again. We've made the mistake. We put too much on. We've actually probably discredited the wide receiver core at Miami probably a bit too much there, maybe.
The game, haven't we? Like we said, we expected a massive score, and we got the massive score, but not quite the way that we wanted it.
Yeah.
My other one was Tampa Bay -3.5. They're currently sitting 17 points to 10 up.
Looking good.
So that's looking good. And my last one was Michael Carter over 2.5 receptions. And the Jets are actually dominating the Bears here. It's 31-10. They're absolutely hammering them. And we thought it would be a close game. And Michael Carter is currently on 2 receptions. So we just need that 1 reception now.
We'll take that. You could be 2 out of 3 again, Bish. I think that's your...
We've got a full quarter and 2 minutes left of the third here to get one. We just need that 1 reception.
Yeah.
I think if I get 2 out of 3, then we're in profit.
We call it a win. I've got the Washington -4 and Jahan Dotson double. Bish, can you be my stat man for me? How's Washington doing?
Let's get Washington up. Washington are currently winning 16-13. So we need probably a field goal from them to
maybe a touchdown and maybe from Jahan Dotson.
Oh, there you go. that would seal it, wouldn't it?
That would seal it. Jeff Wilson, I'm with you. We've had a nightmare. We've both got it wrong. Move on. Chris Godwin, I've nailed 1. Come on, Jahan Dotson, get a touchdown for the Commander. Let's both have 2 out of 3. We can call it a day. And we've had a good one.
Tags touchdown treble.
We'll not speak
about we won't talk about that one. We'll regroup and Tag will come again next week.
He will. He's been a brilliant guest. He's come on. He's done about 40 minutes with us there. Absolutely fantastic guest. So fair play to you, Tag, but your bet was shocking.
yeah. Thanks for viewing. Like I said, comments, socials, get at us, tell us what you want to hear, who you want on the show, from the rugby league world. What you want to see, any questions, how we can improve things, just get at us, because I love the NFL, and if people are happy to watch me, then I'm quite happy to
oblige. And basically, if you go 2 out of 3 2 weeks in a row, I'll give you were 3 out of 4 last week. If you do go 2 out of 3 this week, I think it'd be a shame for them not to all follow you. Don't follow me. Follow the Bish Quake. Best bet Bish. Best bet Bish. It's been a long afternoon, but we've done it. We've done it. Thank you for watching. See you on Tuesday or Wednesday for our Week 13 early preview. Maybe on the Thursday. It'll probably be the Thursday, Friday with the player props on it.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, just to give those lines a chance to come out.
Yeah, we'll see you on Friday. Watch our footage, and then this will be actually our last live, I think, for a while. So watch our Friday previews. Hopefully we nail more bets for you, and we have a cracking few weeks while you're in America, Bish.
Yeah, live from America, we're broadcasting.
Yeah, it'll be doing live from America. Hopefully Bish can do a bit of filming for us, maybe get some good places on you visiting. You're going to the Rams, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to, so it's week 14, I'm going to watch LA Rams versus the Las Vegas Raiders, which last year would have been a great game, but this year the Rams are just shot to bits, and so it could be watching a few backups play, but it'd be great to be there. And then on the Sunday, which I'm really looking forward to. My brother's an Eagles fan, so we're off to watch Eagles versus Giants in a division game with a lot riding on it. So that should be a fun one.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, hopefully you can get some photos, some footage for us. We can get it on the YouTube. You can see what it's like to be in America and the tailgate, Bish. I think you'll be.
Forward to that.
I'll be surprised if you make the game. I've done a couple
the
of.
Rams one's all inclusive as well. So
he's not making it to the. We're getting no footage. He'll be gone. I've been to the Green Bay tailgate. Absolutely phenomenal. Enjoy, pal. Thank you. See you on Friday or Saturday.